Did you start it?
Yeah, it should be live now. Yes, we are. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalamu ala ashraf al-anbiya'i wa sayyid al-mursaleen. Wa khatam al-rusli ajma'een. Sayyidina wa nabiyyina Muhammad ibn Abdullah sallallahu alayhi wa ala alihi wa ashabihi ajma'een. اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما علمتنا وزدنا علما سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي اللهم اهدنا لأحسن الأقوال والأعمال لا يهدي لأحسنها إلا أنت واصرف عنا سيئها لا يصرف عنا سيئها إلا أنت. Inshallah, we're going to finish the Qawā'id that we started studying. I think we covered, 3 of the major Qawā'id? Yeah. So we'll finish the main Qawā'id, then maybe take a few from the book. I don't think we can cover the whole book in one day. And those that you see in the book are just subsequent Qawā'id, meaning each one of them falls under one of the major Qawā'id, or it could be its own Qaida. It's not included under one of the 5 Qawā'id, but it's not major because it doesn't cover all the chapters of fiqh, rather covers some of it. طيب, we said the 5 Qawā'id are al-umuru bimaqasidiha, which is taken from the hadith إنما الأعمال بالنيات, and the second one is al-yaqeen la yazulu bil-shakk, doubts do not supersede certainty, which is also taken from multiple hadith. We have the third one, which is al-mashaqqatu tajlibu at-taysir, hardship entails ease, and it's taken from yuridu Allahu bikum al-yusra wa la yuridu bikum al-usr, and other ayat. Alhamdulillah. So the fourth qaida is ad-dararu yuzal. But before that, as a quick survey or quick review over the first 3 qawaid that we took, al-umuru bimaqasidiha, what did we say about it?
Governs the entire Sharia.
Yes, it's the most comprehensive one. Its effect reaches to most chapters or all of the chapters of the Sharia. What else?
It has like many sub-maxims derived from it. Sub-qawā'id.
That's basically what we said now. It covers most of the Sharia. The Qawā'id Sughra, which is related to specific chapters of the Sharia, will be many. But what like something main about it? For example, what's the dalil for it? How do we find it? No.
It's not a dalil for it?
It is, but that's not how they found it.
So from the ayah, وَمَنْ يُهَاجِرْ فِي سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ.
Do we take the qawa'id from the ayat or hadith? Yeah. No, we don't. What's the process of finding a qaida?
When like, multiple different masail have the same method for finding it.
So they looked at all of the Sharia and they found everything is based on intention. And that's how they realized al-umuru bimaqasidiha. Then as they survey the adillah, they found that actually the Quran and the hadith speak about that as well. So إِنَّمَا الْأَعْمَالُ بِالنِّيَّاتِ and وَمَنْ يُهَاجِرْ فِي سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ, this ayat come to support it. But the establishment or the process to find these qawaid or is made through the exploration of the masail in the Sharia. طيب. For example, in the chapter of Wasiyya, the book or Kitab al-Wasaya, how could niyyah in Wasiyya specifically, how could it have effect?
If
you mostly your ولد to like distribute your wealth in a specific way, uh, like it can either be for the sake of Allah or not for the sake of Allah. So you can be like, I wanna. Actually, no, never mind.
I see what you're saying, but wasiyah in itself is not ibadah. It's just something Allah permitted. So it can be for the sake of Allah if you do it because it's halal, but that's a separate intention, which is the intention of doing halal. But for wasiyah specifically, how could intention make a difference? It's
You're
not
looking
just
for the example that we talked about, and then,
some we're talking about, but even if you want to bring something,
like if someone divorces his wife on his deathbed with the intention of
yeah,
moving her share to the kids instead.
but that's not about wasiyah. That's about divorce.
Yeah, that's what I hear.
Mm.
Yeah, like with intention of the inheritance.
Yeah, but in the wasiyah, like he divorced his wife. He didn't say in my wasiyah, divorce my wife after my death. That actually wouldn't come into effect even. We didn't mention anything about wasiyah. Well, there's an interesting, very important thing about intention in wasiyah, which is that in wasiyah and waqf, we look at the intent of the person. Whatever they intended, it has to go to exactly what they intended. So there's a difference between someone who says donate to charity and someone who says donate to fulan, naming so and so, and their wasiyah, and meaning that person should receive that donation, or this organization, or this masjid, or so. So the intent of the musi, the one who writes the wasiyah, is crucial. It's actually very vital. Similarly, in waqf, niyatul waqif is basically the pillar of the waqf. Whatever the waqif states or sets, everyone have to abide by that. So if I say, for example, the waqf of the masjid that we have here, the buildings, the intent behind that when we establish the waqf is to generate revenue for the masjid. Then no one can say we need for the school. No, when you started, when the people who donated, when they donated, it is for the masjid. But if the intent was the masjid and the school, then we have to set part of that revenue to the school. Oh, the masjid needs more. No, the waqif said the waqif is the person who built or established, which is in this case the community, the one that donated the money. In this case, they said we want this for the masjid and the school. So part of the revenue has to go to the school. And anything else. So the intent, it's only the intent that made the difference here. Similarly, in hadiyah, if a hadiyah, something is given to you as a gift, if it is intended as a bribe, it's haram. But if it's intended as a hadiyah for your fellow Muslim brother, then that's sunnah. And only the intention that made the difference. The transaction is exactly the same, which is to give something to someone for free. For the bribery part, the Sharia took actually precautions for that. So there is khilaf if it's makruh or haram, but there is prohibition from anyone in authority to accept gift from their subordinate. Yani a president or a minister or a CEO, a manager, someone comes to them and say, hey, this is a hadiyah for you, just a gift. And that person is either expecting benefit or is one who may benefit from you in the future. You're not allowed to accept that gift. Umar ibn Khattab radiallahu anhu was very strict with his ministers when they would accept gifts from the people who lived in their regions. Come on in. Just leave the door open in case someone else came.
Sorry.
So leave it open. Ali is gonna come and maybe others as well. So it's the intent that made the difference here. Also, you can drink alcohol without a sin if you are in like severe dehydration, and you fear death for your life. But as you drink it, even though you're dying, you're gonna die if you don't drink this, and you're drinking it, and mid drink you start to enjoy it. Yani your intention is kind of now mixed or shifts to enjoying the alcohol. It's nice, or you know, what for whatever reason, then suddenly it becomes haram. Even though you just had permission to do it, but your intent changed, so the sin came back. So intention الأمور بمقاصدها really applies to everything in the Sharia. طيب, what are the قواعد we said that can go under this قاعدة الأمور بمقاصدها؟
لا ثواب إلا بنية.
لا ثواب إلا بنية, which means
No reward except by intention.
طيب.
So like you can't be rewarded for an action unless you intend like to do that action for the
Yes.
sake of a reward.
Give me a more practical example for that.
Like wudu or ghusl, for example. Like if you just take a shower by itself, then like there's no reward for that. But if you take a shower with the intention of ghusl, then it's already bad and you get a
Good.
reward.
Yes. Because of the intention, you are rewarded. Without the intention, you're not. It's simple. طيب. ما تميز بنفسه لا يحتاج إلى نية. What does that mean? ما تميز بنفسه لا يحتاج إلى نية. Or in other words, sometimes it can be expressed as ما لا يكون إلا عبادة لا يحتاج إلى نية.
Things that are only ibadah don't need a need.
What's something that's only ibadah?
Like reading Quran, doing the adhan from the
Yeah. Most verbal ibadat actually can go under this category, because if the Sharia sets a specific phrase or wording to say, it's something the Sharia generated, something Sharia invented actually. So you can't say that, oh, we used to say this all the time, now it's a ibadah. No. So if it's specifically done as a ibadah, you don't need an intention for it. That's why sometimes without feeling you say, oh, subhanallah, or alhamdulillah, or la ilaha illallah, inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. You don't even feel it, just comes out. Does that mean you don't get a reward because you didn't have an intention prior? No. This can only be a ibadah and therefore doesn't require an intention. A more practical example actually here that sometimes happen is someone comes into the masjid and prays 2 rak'ah, tahiyat al-masjid. Let's say Fajr now. The Imam already finished Salah, Jama'ah is done. This person missed it. So he starts tahiyat al-masjid with the intention that after tahiyat al-masjid, I'm going to pray Fajr, but I just want to pray 2 rak'ah sunnah or sunnah al-Fajr. Someone else who's also late comes, joins him, because he thinks this guy is praying Fajr. So now the one who's praying is praying Sunnah, but he says, you know what, I missed the Jama'ah. This guy is with me now. Why don't I just make this Fajr and make it a Jama'ah? Then I can pray the Sunnah later. So mid-Salah, he shifts his intention from nafil to fard. The consequence of that is his nafil is broken now, and his fard is invalid. So he missed both Salah. Only by intention. He didn't do anything else. Why is that? Because for both salawat, he didn't have the intention throughout the salah. For the nafil, he had the intention for half the salah. Let's say first rak'ah, and then he shifted in the second rak'ah. So the first rak'ah was actually nafil. Then in the middle of the salah, he changed his intention, which means the nafil was what? in khalas, broken. It's like he left the salah. But then after he left that salah, he started a new salah, but from rak'ah number 2, which you can't do. You can't just jump into the middle of the salah. You have to start the salah from the beginning. So now the fard started from rak'ah number 2, which makes the fard invalid as well. That invalidated both salawat, and that's also also because of the intention. There's a قاعدة which is ما نوي به النفل لا يتأدى به الفرض. Whatever was intended for nafil cannot be directed towards fard. I give someone $1,000. Come on in. Alaikum salam. So, alhamdulillah. Leave the door open. Leave it open. Just. Yeah. So the I give someone $1,000 as a sadaqah. Then I go home and looking over my statement and everything, I find that actually my zakah is due. So I calculate my zakah and I find it, my total estate is like $40,000. So 40,000, 2.5% is 1,000. So, my zakah is 1,000. That's perfect. I just gave Bilal $1,000 and he is a zakah recipient. So I might as well consider this as part of my zakah, right? And then I'm done with it. No. Your sadaqah, that ibadah is already done. You cannot change the intention post ibadah. Just like how you cannot pray 2 rak'ah sunnah, then say, you know what, I don't have time for the sunnah. That was my fajr, and leave. You can't do that. You have to pray fajr. Same thing. So sadaqah was done, and you need to pay another 1,000 as zakah. You can't go retract your sadaqah. That's haram. And you don't even have the right to do that. So because of the intention, you intended nafil, you cannot shift it to fard.
In the past, you said that like if the ma'moom's intention is like higher than the imam's intention, wouldn't, like you said that like, because like the priority is higher, it wouldn't work.
Imbalance of intention. That's a masala with khilaf, and the reason for the khilaf is because that's one of the masail where there is no really clear text about what to do here. Basically, the imam is praying nafil, and the ma'moom is praying fard, like Taraweeh and Isha. That's a very common example in Ramadan. And the reason why the ulama have made, not major, but like some khilaf here, is because those who say that salah is invalid, you can't do that, are the ones who say the intention of fard is superior to the intention of nafil, and the intention of the ma'moom cannot be superior to the intention of the imam. That distinction between intentions, it's not accepted by the other team. And they say actually, as long as both intentions are valid, there is no reason. And we have hadith where the Prophet ﷺ led the salah with some of the Muslims after he had already prayed in his masjid. Also Mu'adh, is it Mu'adh or who? Mu'adh, yes, radiallahu anhu, would pray with the Prophet ﷺ, then go all the way to Quba to lead the salah with his people. And his fard was with the Prophet, his nafil was with his people. So he was praying nafil and his people were praying fard. So that's also a dalil that it's fine. And Allahu Alam, who's more correct?
I think it's just the Ahnaf, so you cannot.
Just the Ahnaf?
I'm pretty sure.
I can't remember now, yeah. But it doesn't make a difference between the Imam and the Ma'moom. طيب. If you send someone to do Hajj for you because you can't do Hajj by yourself, what time exactly do you need to establish the intention of Ihram when they are? Is it when they go to the Miqat or Mecca, or when exactly?
When you give them the money.
When you give them the money,
Like,
you need to have the intention of Ihram.
No, you just he's your kid, so you just walk through.
So intention of delegation, like tawqeel.
Yeah. Like
No, but I'm asking like the intention of Ihram. When am I supposed to have? Because he's going to do this Hajj for me.
That's
right?
on him.
Huh?
That's on him.
On him.
Yeah.
So what do I do?
Just you make dua for him, then he finishes.
As far as the intention goes,
Nothing. You make intention of delegating him to do this for me.
that's it.
Yeah.
Yes. Why? What's your dalil?
I don't know.
Yeah, you have a dalil.
You said it before, but I think it's because the intention is that he will do it, and you physically can't. So it's now on his responsibility.
Yeah, you're explaining the hukum. I'm asking for the dalil. Or very specifically the qaida that we studied that have that dalil, which is one of the qawaid that goes under al-umur bil-maqasidiha.
It's like he doesn't need to have the intention because there's no other ibadah.
Is there a qaida?
Was that not what we were talking before?
No, I need the exact qaida.
ما تميز بنفسه لا يحتاج إلى نية.
It didn't تميز بنفسه.
Yeah,
He's traveling. He could be going for any number of reasons. It's about someone else.
Yeah.
Someone else doing the deed. So what's the qaida that relates to someone else, other people?
Did we talk about it in this?
Yeah, we did. Maybe you have it in your notes. Like, for example, if someone is sick and they can't do wudu by themselves, فعل الغير تمتنع فيه النية. The act of others, the intention for the act of others cannot be intended by someone else. يعني, trying to find like a good translation for that. Yeah, intention is not required for the act of others. Intention is not required for the acts of others. طيب, practical example for that. I'm sick. I have very restricted mobility and therefore cannot do wudu. But we said that if there is someone who may do it for me, then wudu is not, I'm not excused from doing wudu. I have to do wudu. So that's established. Let's say my son is coming to help me with wudu. Now, which one of us should have the intention?
Me, or like the sick person.
Why? Isn't the other person doing the wudu?
No, you are. He's not doing it for you. He's just helping you.
So where's the distinction here?
His niyyah is probably like if it's his dad, he's doing birr al-walidain. He's doing like ihsan. But this guy is doing niyyah for his wudu to be valid.
Yes. So this qaida is about the acts of others, right?
Yes.
The act of wudu here is the ibadah that requires an intention.
Yes.
Who's doing the wudu?
The
sick person. Yes,
Yeah.
the sick person. And the person who's helping him is not doing the wudu for him. He's just helping him with the wudu. Yeah, so there is difference here. So that qaida is only when someone is doing the entire deed on your behalf, not assisting you in doing the deeds. There is a difference between sending someone to do your udhiyah for you, or someone who's helping you take the goat from the car to the farm or something. That's not the same. طيب. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah. We mentioned two qawaid about not needing an intention for that. So one is when an ibadah is distinct by itself and you don't need to make it distinct or distinguish it. What's the other qaida that says you don't need an intention for this, for something else? Yes, التروك لا تفتقر إلى نية, which means
not doing an action doesn't require intention.
Yes, lack of actions do not require intentions, meaning you don't need to intend not to do something. We said, what's the legal reasoning behind that?
Because the asl is that you're not doing anything.
No, that's an explanation, yes, but what's the legal reasoning? Qawa'id are all about legal reasoning.
You're not liable for actions you're not done.
No. Like fundamentally, why do we not need an intention to
Because
not do something? Like, what's an intention? We said it goes into the definition for intention.
intentions are for actions.
Yes.
If you're not doing an action,
There's nothing to intend. Yes, exactly. إنما الأعمال بالنيات. Actions are judged by the intentions. So if there's no action, there's no intention. Yeah. طيب. Um, we have also اليقين لا يزول بالشك, which means doubts do not supersede certainty. And we said every qaida in usul that says al-aslu so and so is probably taken from this qaida. So qaida al-usuliyya and this qaida, even though it's qaida fiqhiyya, it applies to many masail al-usul. الأصل براءة الذمة، الأصل في الأشياء الإباحة، الأصل في الأعيان الطهارة، الأصل في الأبضاء التحريم، الأصل في العبادات الحظر أو التحريم, and so and so. Any qaida that starts with asl, al-aslu so and so, is al-yaqeen la yazulu bil-shak. What's the qaida that's about al-yaqeen la yazulu bil-shak? That's about time. And why is it subsequent to this qaida? Or subservient to this qaida?
القاعدة مربوطة بأقرب وقت.
What's مربوطة؟ القاعدة مربوطة بأقرب وقت؟
الحدث مربوط بأقرب وقت صار.
Yes. الأصل إذا الأصل
Yes, الأصل إضافة الحادث
الأصل إضافة الحادث إلى أقرب وقت. إلى أقرب أوقاته. Which means by default we attribute any event to its nearest time. Give me an example. Like what?
Like we said, somebody that prayed Dhuhr, Asr, and Maghrib on one niyyah.
One what?
One wudu.
Yeah.
And then after he prayed Maghrib, he remembered that at some point he lost his wudu.
Yes.
Yaqina.
Yeah.
But he doesn't know when. So he attributes the event, which is losing the wudu, to the closest event, so Maghrib.
Maghrib, yes. So he has certainty that wudu is gone, but his doubt is when. So connect this now, knowing this, to the qaida, al-yaqeen la yazulu bil-shak. How does attributing events to its nearest time relate to doubts and certainty?
Because you have yaqeen that the event took place.
Okay.
But you have no yaqeen, so you have shak.
Mm-hmm.
One.
Okay.
So you get rid of the shak and you go by what you have yaqeen on, which is that for sure you did not have yaqeen you did not have wudu for this salah.
For Maghrib.
Yes.
Okay, that's the yaqeen.
Yeah.
And the previous salawat?
It's shak. You don't know.
Yes. And since it's only doubtful that maybe I didn't pray, I prayed Asr without wudu, then I don't do anything about it because it's still a maybe. Unless I can verify, someone can remind me, hey, remember you took a nap just after Dhuhr? Then, oh yeah, I remember now. Then I have to repeat Asr. But without a certainty, because it's just doubtful, I don't do anything, and I just go to the certainty. What's the certainty? As Bilal said, it's that I prayed Maghrib without wudu. So that's how this qaida is subservient to the qaida of al-yaqeen la yazulu bil-shak. طيب. We said also الأصل في الأشياء الإباحة. By default, anything that's of the worldly matters is halal, permitted. How does that relate to why halal and haram is about yaqeen and shak?
Because by default it is yaqeen, because you shouldn't like doubt if something's halal or haram, and then it's only like when something's wrong.
No, the qaida is telling me by default it's halal. So I didn't get to the yaqeen of it being halal before the qaida.
Like, for example, if you see like a juice, like there's shak that like it could have like some haram components to it, but
I could say there is shak that it could be halal component.
yeah, but by this,
Yeah, I know that the default is as halal, but let's say we don't know that, right? The ulama who concluded this qaida looked at the masail where there is yaqeen and shak, and they said, you know what? Al-asl fi al-ashya' al-ibaha. How do they get to that conclusion? From yaqeen and shak.
well, like without using the ayah as a dalil about
What's the ayah?
هو الذي خلق لكم ما في الأرض جميعا.
Yes, okay.
So close.
خلاص what?
But now we know that everything is okay for us.
We know that Allah created everything for our sake, and therefore we are by default supposed to use it. And to say that it's haram, that's a doubt, and that's why al-asl fil ashya' al-ibah. That's good. I need something deeper also though. يعني it comes to the essence of the creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, which is what?
things that are like the creation of Allah is like pure good by default.
Yes, Allah, everything Allah creates is good. So why would it be haram? For it to be haram, that's a change of its state. It's not created haram because haram means bad, right? But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala good and He creates good. That's kind of like a spiritual or theological analysis of that as well.
No, but not necessarily. Sure.
Huh?
Allah can create things that are haram that are good.
Allah creates evil, right?
But even if it's not evil, it can still be haram. Like Allah created grape juice to turn into khamr. I mean, it's not like it's not evil.
Yeah, but the grape is halal.
Yeah.
It's when you make it khamr that becomes haram. It's like this sword.
Yeah.
It can be used for halal and haram. But something to be pure haram, like pigs, right? Allah created them. But is there any benefit to them? Anything?
No.
None that we know. Maybe something about the ecosystem of Earth or something. I'm sure they're contributing to that somehow. But nothing that relates to us. So pigs, dogs, dogs have some benefits about hunting and safeguarding sheep and so. But like pigs is a good example of something Allah created that has no benefit to us at all, and we can't see what's good about it. It's if you eat it, you get sick. It's full of like all kind of horrible things, and it's filthy. It is annoying, ugly. There's like nothing you can like about a pig. Yet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created it. That's an exception to the rule. But in general, whatever Allah creates is good, unless Allah tells us otherwise. Allah created the shaitan. He's pure evil. But there's a purpose. Shaitan serves a purpose, which is testing mankind. Allah created him as the tool or the means that amplify your temptations and your desires.
Wasn't Shaitan like first like pure and then changed?
Yes, he was good and then he changed.
Wouldn't that be true?
Also true, yes. The hellfire. Allah created the hellfire. And it's pure bad, and it's the ultimate bad place. But still serves a purpose, serves justice. طيب الأصل في الأبضاع التحريم. Why?
أبضاع or أبعاد?
أبضاع. The default is that women's private parts are haram. Why?
So that people don't say, okay, Allah created everything that in the dunya is halal, and
Yes.
these women are created, mashallah. So
Yeah, that's good. But that also relates to one of the maqasid of the Sharia, which is what?
To always protect the honor and
Yes.
stuff of God.
And we said the Sharia goes to extreme measures, extreme extents to protect the honor and lineages. So it's not just that the abda themselves are haram. Many things are made haram to protect the abda, to protect the honor of women. الأصل في العبادات التحريم. By default, every ibadah is haram unless stated otherwise. What's an application of that? Or what does that mean? We didn't talk about that before.
so that they're like no ibadat are not invented.
Yes, to prevent bid'ah. So everything is in this dunya is halal. Phone, water, book, anything you find. You don't need someone to tell you it's halal. But for ibadah means an act of worship through which you seek closeness to Allah. That requires legislation. You can't do a ibadah without legislation. So when you do the legislation, then it becomes, when you get the legislation, it becomes a ibadah. Let's close the door. There's too much noise there.
But technically, everything that's mubah can be ibadah. So if something is like a bid'ah, like a invention,
Innovation.
yeah, but it's a dunya thing, like a phone. But a phone is also like a wasila to do ibadah.
Yeah, but like sleeping, it's not in itself ibadah. The reward you get is for your intention, not for the sleeping itself. Same to do for everything else that's from the dunya. Yes, the Prophet ﷺ tells us that it can be a ibadah, but the ibadah here is your intent, the purpose behind it. But for something to be ibadah in itself, like salah, no one can do ruku' and sujood except as a ibadah. Ruku' and sujood for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, except as a ibadah. So we can't say, yani, it could be ibadah or not ibadah. No. So these are ibadat, legislated ibadat. I can't invent a sixth salah in the day and say I want more ajr. Or add a rak'ah to fajr, say fajr it's too short. Or make maghrib 4. Why is it odd? All the salawat are even numbers except for maghrib. You can't do that. Why? Because by default, anything you do as a ibadah, when it's ibadah for itself, that's haram. Unless Allah tells you otherwise. Al-aslu fil kalam al-haqiqa. By default, any speech is intended literally, unless there is a reason why it's not. So this haqiqa is the opposite of majaz, metaphor, or what's the translation with that? Is it metaphor or what's the other word?
Analogy?
No, not analogy. I forgot. There's another word that's more accurate actually than metaphor, because a metaphor is like when you use an imaginary, or not imaginary, but hypotheticals and so.
Figurative speech.
Figure of speech.
Figurative
speech.
Yeah.
Okay, figurative speech, or rhetoric. I think I forgot, but anyway, the figuratively or metaphorically, yes, figure of speech or figurative speech. That's an exception to the rule. By default, when people talk, they don't mean other things. I can't say water and mean coffee. No, I can't say book and mean like phone.
Like no innuendos.
Yes, you have to, like, not you have to, but unless there is a reason why you would assume otherwise, by default, everything is literal. I could say water and mean coffee if it's there is an internal joke here where someone drinks coffee so much it's like water to them. So he has like a mug, and you say, "Oh, is that your water?" and you mean coffee. Then okay, it's figure of speech. So there is a context here that implied otherwise. But without that context, no one else will understand that water actually means coffee. Why? Because al-aslu fil kalami al-haqiqa. The default of speech is that it's literal. It's intended for its meaning.
So as long as the recipient understands what you're saying, it's fine.
Yes. Yeah. Even in the Sharia says something, and then the intention or the meaning behind it is different. But how do you know? With the context or with the dalil that implies otherwise. Without the dalil, without that context, you cannot assume that when Allah says something, He actually means something else, or when the Prophet ﷺ says something, he means something else.
But there's like common sense.
Mm.
Like was'al al-Qariya.
Yes.
Ask the town.
Yeah, so common sense, when you say there's common sense, or like it's easy to understand, not with the text of the Sharia. The text of the Sharia, one letter makes a difference in the hukum. An entire, like, actually, it's not just a one letter. It is, and so in Ayatul Wudu, the letter actually didn't imply the order. The order was implied by the haraka, the vowel. وأرجلكم إلى الكعبين. So that vowel changed the entire hukum. So in the Sharia, you have to be very specific. Therefore, even if something is understood, we need to explain why it means so and so. We need to support that with evidence. Otherwise, because the consequences could be massive, we can't just leave things for people's understanding, especially if the understanding are not the ones that lived at the time of the Sharia. The Sahaba's understanding, we accept it as authoritative. Why? They lived at the time of the Sharia, and their minds, their language, everything were pure. Today's Arabic is corrupt, and today's minds and hearts are also corrupt. So we cannot just assume the meaning because we think it's right.
Yeah. My water was right there.
طيب. المشقة تجلب التيسير. Hardship entails ease. This قاعدة is actually
بس يا استاذ هل هذا مراجع؟
Yes.
نعم مراجعة. We're still reviewing what هذه القاعدة, or this قاعدة, was actually taken from مقاصد الشريعة, from the مسائل الفقه, from the Quran, from the Hadith, from the Ijma'. Like it's one of the most evidence in a قاعدة. يريد الله بكم اليسر ولا يريد بكم العسر is an ayah that speaks about وما جعل عليكم ما جعل عليكم في الدين من حرج ملة أبيكم إبراهيم, and other ayat and hadith. What the قواعد that go under this قاعدة, like what?
الضرورات تبيح المحظورات.
Very famous قاعدة. Necessities permit prohibitions. الضرورات تبيح المحظورات. But a necessity has to be a valid necessity according to the Sharia, not a necessity in the eyes of the beholder. And we mentioned an example of like necessities that are not acceptable in the Sharia, like what?
Like a guy says, I need to do zina because I can't hold myself.
Yes, we can't say, oh, okay, zina is halal, go ahead. That's not. So a necessity has to be recognized necessity by the Sharia, and if it is, then it permits the prohibition. طيب, what else?
هذا example.
The قاعدة taken from this major قاعدة.
ما أبيح لضرورة يقدر بقدرها.
Yes, which means
Whatever is permitted for a necessity can only be used as much as it is needed.
yes, whatever is permitted for a necessity, it is restricted to the limits or the boundaries of that necessity. Like someone is dying and they need to drink, and there's only wine. They drink enough to keep them alive. They don't drink enough until they're full and satisfied and happy. No, only to keep them alive. Whatever rehydration level they need to keep them alive, that would be it. After that, it goes back to being haram. Someone doesn't have water for wudu and he's in the middle of the desert, or stranded somewhere. He does tayammum and prays dhuhr. Asr time comes, doesn't do tayammum again. He has to look. Maybe there is water came somehow, or somewhere someone is coming. Does his absolute best to find water. If not, tayammum again. Then prays Asr and keeps doing that for every salah until he finds a way out, or he finds like a place where there's water.
If someone would say to pray Salah and say that's Salah you find water, do they not have to like actually make wudu, or can they pray based off the tayammum the day before?
Say again.
Like if someone did tayammum, there's no water, and then they prayed, and
Yeah.
next Salah they are around water,
Mm.
but like they haven't broke their wudu. Like, is that the tayammum counts as wudu, or no? They have to make wudu.
They didn't. What do you mean they didn't break the wudu? They never had wudu
Right.
to
like,
break.
Tayammum is just like it's not. It doesn't replace wudu. It's just
No,
exception.
tayammum just gives you a permission, like a license to pray, but it doesn't give you wudu, because wudu only with water. That's one opinion. There are other ulama who say actually it gives you purity, tahara. But other ulama says no, it's hadath. The difference is if it gives you tahara, you don't need to repeat the tayammum. Khalas, as long as you haven't broken your wudu, as you said, you continue praying with that one tayammum. Or if it's not actually a tahara, but it's just a license or permission to pray, then that license has to be renewed for every prayer.
I heard for nafil you can pray with the same tayammum as many as you want.
Yeah, because in nafil we give more leeway than we do with fard.
So then if you find water, like you pray, and then somebody comes in with water, you pray again? Like in the
إذا this is actually قاعدة أنت like a ضابط أنت إذا حضر الماء بطل التيمم. They actually people say it now as a saying. It means when water comes, tayammum becomes invalid. So people now use it as a saying when someone, like let's say I'm here and Dr. Hatem Haj comes here, right? So I can't continue teaching. Say إذا حضر الماء بطل التيمم, right? It's like that. Yeah. It's like a saying in the Middle East. If everyone says it, yeah.
So you pray again.
Once the water is there,
Yeah.
yes. If you're mid salah, you break your salah, go do wudu, and start the salah. If you already finished the salah, there's khilaf between the ulama, and Allahu Alam, the correct opinion is that you don't have to repeat anything, because whenever it's done, it's done. طيب, other qawaid take it from this qaida.
Necessity doesn't invalidate others' rights.
Yes, الاضطرار لا يبطل حق الغير. Your necessity should not overrule someone else's rights. And we give an example to that with what?
مثلا Hakim has me at gunpoint.
Mm.
He's like, you have to kill Bilal or I'm going to kill you.
Yeah.
I cannot kill Bilal.
Mm.
Take life.
Yes. You can fight him, you cannot kill, and that will not give you permission. Even if Bilal says, okay, go ahead, I have cancer anyway, don't worry, or something like that, you're not allowed to kill anyone. Because his right, it's not actually his, it's Allah's rights. Allah is the one who prohibited killing. Allah is the one who gave him the body. Allah is the one who gave him the soul. So he cannot actually forfeit that. He doesn't own it. But
Sheikh, like I feel like I know this is a little bit different, but there's a hadith that says like لعن المؤمن كقتله. So what if he says, okay, I'm gonna kill you unless you say like you curse like والعياذ بالله, like Allah or Prophet.
yes, you do that.
What's it?
The difference is that people's rights, we said حقوق الناس مبنية على المشاححة وحقوق الله مبنية على المسامحة. So people's rights, the Sharia is very strict about it. There's no leeway. When it comes to Allah's right, there is more leeway and forgiveness. من كفر بالله من بعد إيمانه إلا من أكره وقلبه مطمئن بالإيمان. Allah said, whoever disbelieves in Allah after his faith, the end of the ayah says, will receive punishment and so and so. But then Allah adds an exception in the beginning of the ayah. Doesn't wait until the end of the ayah to show you how important that exception is, except for those who were compelled or forced, even though their hearts are satisfied or content with Iman. So curse Allah. If you actually think that this person is serious and they're going to kill you, absolutely do the kufr. Do the kufr every day.
The Prophet
the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, if you're forced, yes, you do whatever it takes to save your life, unless it harms others. You know that famous, because I don't know what it's called. It's like an ethical dilemma, where they say there are 2 train tracks with one person tied to the one track and 5 people on the left, and the track is going towards the 5, unless you switch. The train is going towards the 5 unless you switch the track, in which case it will go to the one on the right. Would you do it? to save 5, sacrifice 1. There's like a whole debate. From the Sharia point of view, it's very simple. No, you don't.
You know?
You do not.
Because then it would be your responsibility.
Yes, exactly. Before you do anything, you had nothing on your conscience. You're not the one who set the train or the one who tied people. This is assuming you cannot help them and untie the one, then switch the tracks, fine. But under like a condition where the only thing you can do either switch the tracks or not, you don't do anything. If they die with the qadr of Allah. Of course, the crime that person did, but you're not part of that crime. Once you switch the track, you have become a part of the crime, and it will be on your conscience. So it will be haram actually for you to do anything. Because, like, you could say those people have a necessity, but it doesn't infringe on the rights of one. We don't do the kill one to save 100. No, save everyone or like do something else, but you don't kill anyone. طيب. And there are many other qawaid under this qaida. Then we have the qaida al-dararu yuzal. Al-dararu yuzal, sometimes it can be expressed as the hadith says, لا ضرر ولا ضرار. The Prophet ﷺ says, there shall be no harm, there shall be no reception of harm, no reciprocation of harm. This is my translation. I don't know if it's accurate. You could, it's prohibited for you to accept harm on yourself or cause it onto others. That's a hadith. So the ulama take this as a qaida, la darar wa la dirar, as the qaida. But the most common phrasing is ad-dararu yuzal. Harm must be removed. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَلَا تَعْتَدُوا إِنَّ اللَّهَ لَا يُحِبُّ الْمُعْتَدِينَ
ولا تلقوا بأيديكم إلى التهلكة.
ولا تلقوا بأيديكم إلى التهلكة. And many other adilla for that. مثلا someone gets married and they find that after marriage their wife is actually barren, unable to procreate. That's harm. It is one of the fundamental rights of the marriage is that you procreate. That's why in the Sharia, birth control is not haram. It has to be consented by both parties. The woman can't say, my body, my right. The man can't say, I'm the husband, I dictate. No. It is sinful for the man to force his wife into birth control. It's sinful for the woman to force her husband into birth control. They both have to talk about it and figure out a way. Otherwise, by default, it is the fundamental right of the marriage is to procreate. Which is why if someone gets married and find that the other spouse, either the woman is barren or the man is unable to reproduce, then they have the right to something called al-fasakh lid-darar, annulment due to harm. Fasakh lid-darar is a very common issue in like broken marriages, where one of the spouses is inflicting harm on the other one, and their continuation in the marriage is increasing or continuing the harm. So what do we do to end the harm? End the marriage. So we go to the husband, okay, you have to divorce your wife. You guys, the longer you stay in this marriage, the more hurt there will be.
What if he's content? Like, okay, I'll have kids.
Khalas. If he actually is okay with that, it is his right. He can forfeit that. Or he can, marry a second woman or something. It's the problem is if it's the woman who's okay and the man who's not, the only solution if she wants kids is to get divorced. Like the man can marry just a second woman, a second wife. but the woman cannot. So here in Windsor and everywhere, actually, not just in Windsor, even in the Middle East, it's common that if the man and the wife get into like a huge fight, the marriage crashes and fails, and there's no reconciliation, no fixing this. What the man does says, you know what? I'll punish you. How? I'll go get married and just have my life, and you stay stuck. They call it معلقة أو معلقة في الشريعة, which means the woman is now in a suspended state. She's not married because her husband is not living with her anymore. He just left her and went away. And she's not divorced either. Islamically, legally, she is still registered or she is still married to him. He's having kids, living his life, and she's stuck. So this abandonment is harm, ضرر. And because it's harm, the Sharia gives the judge, or whoever is the ruler, the one in authority, the authority to divorce this woman by annulling the marriage. Annulling the marriage means revoking the marriage contract. We do this in this masjid, sometimes when the husband does that. Leave her. Let her do whatever she wants. And when I'm done with her, I'll divorce her. When is that? Years could be. We had many women who've been married for years without a husband. So what they do is they come here, we investigate, and if we find that to be true, the masjid, issues the annulment. And the husband says, I will never divorce her, you guys don't have the right. We email him the decision. From this day, your wife is no longer your wife. Thing is about the annulment, it's irrevocable. The husband can't say, okay, I'll take her back and I'll live with her. No. Even the imam, I cannot just say, okay, since the husband vowed to take her back, I'm revoking this decision. I can't. It's irrevocable. Once it's been issued, it's irreversible. And that protects the woman from the husband trying to abuse his power. Another form of harm in family law is the iddah. Iddah is intended, when a woman is divorced, the iddah is intended to give both spouses a time to reconsider, to think about the divorce. Do we want to proceed with this? Do we want to reconsider? Do we want to reconcile? That's why it's a mandatory act on the husband to keep his wife in his house where he lives throughout the iddah period. وَاتَّقُوا اللَّهَ رَبَّكُمْ لَا تُخْرِجُوهُنَّ مِنْ بُيُوتِهِنَّ وَلَا يَخْرُجْنَ. And it is prohibited for the woman to leave. Leave means permanently, not go out and come back. She can live a normal life, but she doesn't live somewhere else. It's haram for the man to do that. إِلَّا أَن يَأْتِينَ بِفَاحِشَةٍ مُبَيِّنَةٍ, unless she did like zina or something. Otherwise, she stays in the house. Why? Allah is allowing the man and the woman to see if the love could be rekindled. That's the purpose of having the iddah.
If they did zina, they go out.
No, he kicks her out.
He actually.
He's allowed to kick her out. Yes.
No way.
Yeah. Why?
No, I'm.
Oh boy, that was like good, you know. Zina is a major sin in Islam. That's why the Sharia gives a lot more strict and harsh penalties and treatments for men and women who do zina than any other punishments. Even if it gets to the death penalty, if someone kills someone, the Sharia gives the most merciful death penalty there is, which is decapitation. I've seen, in Saudi Arabia when they do this, they get a sword like this, but it's actually real and sharp, right?
Is that real?
It's real, but it's not sharp.
Mm-hmm.
So what the executor does is this thing will be extremely sharp, and the person will be sedated. And
Like asleep.
no, he's awake, but he's given some some kind of medication that makes his nerves unresponsive and his muscle relaxed. He understands what's going on, but he doesn't feel much pain and cannot move. And he kneels on his knees, and the back of his neck is exposed. It takes literally less than a second for the sword to go through his neck. As soon as the sword cuts off the neck bone, and Bilal, you can correct me on this, I believe that completely severs any nerves or pain reception. So the person actually doesn't feel anything after that. That's why in the Sharia, when you sacrifice an animal, you are encouraged to quickly reach to the bone so that it severs any pain reception.
How do they do it like the animal, like from here?
It takes longer. From here back, it's just one cut, it's done. Within a second, that man is fully dead. But for zina, Sharia makes an example of that person. So it's stoning, which takes a while actually to kill the person. Yeah.
Have you seen that ever?
No, they haven't done that.
Hmm.
And I think if they do it, we'll do it privately. But I don't think Saudi has done that for like a while.
Yeah.
But
it's only for zina, like post-marriage, right?
Yes, Abad al-Ihsan. And it requires like lots of evidence. That's why they don't do it, because it's hard to prove zina.
When all these death penalties happen, is the person like covered? Or can you see him?
His face is covered, yes. You know his name, like they read his full name,
Oh,
but you don't see his face. And his face is covered so he doesn't see what's going on. He just knows that he's going to die at any moment, and suddenly he dies. That's
and
it.
even for when they do the lashes, they say his name?
Yes.
Oh, so they humiliate him in front of everybody.
Him and his family.
Oh.
They don't intend to humiliate his family, but his full name is mentioned.
So,
So you know his family and his lineage, his tribe. That's why, like in tribal societies, this is extremely powerful to deter, crimes, because they know shame will come to the tribe.
And lashes done publicly too.
Lash is done publicly. They used to do it with like whips, but then they switched to this.
Sticks?
No, not sticks. It's like I forgot what it's called.
Have you seen it?
I have seen it, yeah, but it's used for like playful.
I think I've seen it.
So خيزران
No, khizrane. It's short, made of like the ending is leather and flexible, and it's just the hold, the fist hold is like wooden or something.
Oh, so it probably doesn't hurt that much.
Doesn't hurt. Yeah, not a lot, but they hit like really quick. Like if it's 70 lashes, done in like 2 minutes.
Oh, what?
Yeah. It's the humiliation really that hurts most.
Have you seen this
Once, yes, they did in Haram.
in the Oh my haram? God.
Yeah, so there was an Iranian, a Shia, who urinated onto the graves of Abu Bakr and Umar
How did he
inside
get
the
there?
masjid.
How did he get inside?
He was no, like the Wajiha.
Uh-huh.
He came with the visitors, and then he just started urinating. So because he did it in Haram, they punished him in Haram.
In the masjid.
Not in the masjid, like outside the masjid, but in front of the gates, and everyone was watching. But this was long time ago.
Do they scream?
No, again, it's not painful.
Even when they use whips, it's not painful.
No, whips are really painful. Whips sometimes can like cut through the flesh. The ending of the whip becomes really sharp with the hit.
Mm.
Not just whips. You know the shimar?
Yeah.
We used to play with it when we were kids. One time, one of the kids in the school, they had to go to the hospital.
Oh, wow.
So what we do is we kind of twist it until it becomes like not fluffy. No, it's all together.
Yeah.
Then you just throw it and pull back again. That creates like
Sonic boom.
yeah, exactly. And the tip of the shimar, of the kufiyyah, becomes extremely sharp. It could actually sever your flesh or
No
something.
way.
Yeah. It's very dangerous.
Right.
And it's really painful. We did it all the time.
So in like the time of the Prophet was the whipping was with an actual whip?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Oh.
I think it was so why they switched is probably when they realized that's actually not how the Prophet ﷺ did it. Yeah, whips are not encouraged in Islam. No,
Sheikh, have you seen how Saddam Hussein died?
he was hung.
Yeah. What was that like a Sharia punishment, like hanging someone?
No, that was like
The Americans did it. What Sharia are you talking
Oh, I
about?
thought it was in Iraq.
No, they brought.
It's in Iraq, but the Americans
but
did
They
it.
brought the CIA.
Judge
hung.
was
America.
Really?
It was the American army.
SubhanAllah.
It was so
Yeah.
sketchy.
Who was there?
Huh?
Who was there?
No, I was just saying that the judge was like an American. The judge was Iraqi, but he was
Yeah.
like,
No, when the invasion of Iraq was successful and they actually arrested Saddam Hussein, they did this phony trial, and then they executed him
Did you see
on the day of Eid.
No, did you see the video?
I've seen the video.
So
Yeah.
sketchy. It's like in some dungeon.
Of course, they wouldn't do it in public.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is when the Iraqi resistance was at its peak.
Mm.
So they wanted to kill the morale of the resistance. And someone's reminding me, Sheikh, you're alive. I'm already banned from the US. I don't care.
Are you banned in the US?
All Sudanese are.
Oh.
It's under the Muslim ban.
But you're Saudi.
Huh? I'm not Saudi.
You
Why
don't
do I think I'm Saudi?
Don't you have a citizenship?
First I was British, now I'm Saudi. You're like the third person who
Your
says
license is admitted.
that's just a name. Yeah, Saudi doesn't have birthright.
I anticipate you're from.
No, born and raised there, but don't have citizenship.
Yes.
They don't give citizenship.
Sheikh, were you so sad yesterday or the other day when they lost 4-1 to Spain?
I was kind of smiling. No, I wasn't happy actually, but 4-0 was too much. Yeah,
Not 4-1. I think they scored one.
No,
Zero.
Zero.
Were you like? Did you see the video of the Saudi guy when the media male the sajda and he's like, Allah.
Yeah. Actually, the Christians far right wing in Spain were like livid over this, because he did say they said Spain is a Christian country.
Yeah,
It's Andalus actually. Get out of our country, you know. Yeah, where were we?
Living.
Yeah, so we were saying that harm must be removed. Yes. So going back to the family law, whenever there is harm, the authority, which is here in non-Muslim countries, could be the masjid, are authorized to end the marriage just to remove harm. That's how far the Sharia is willing to go to remove harm. So any form of harm, but again, darar or harm must be defined by the Sharia as well. Something that's legitimate or accepted by the Sharia to be harm. And if it is identified as harm, it has to be removed, even if at the cost of some of the legislations of the Sharia. Someone cannot fast. If they fast, harm could befall them. So we say, okay, you don't fast. It's Ramadan, even in Ramadan, you don't fast. In fact, sometimes the Sharia would prohibit or allow someone to break their fast, even though there is harm. There's no harm that's befalling them. The harm could go to someone else. Like what?
Baby.
Hmm?
Baby, like for a month.
Yes, a pregnant woman. Her fasting doesn't really affect her, but the baby could be affected. So the Sharia compels the woman to break her fast to protect the baby.
Wait, does the Sharia though? Because now she has kafara too on top of her.
The kafara is disputed, whether she has to pay the kafara or not. We mentioned this in the Siyam, yeah. Right. Now let's go to the qawa'id that go under this qaida. الضرر لا يزال بضرر مثله. You need to remove harm, but you cannot remove it with a different form of harm. So the translation of the qaida is harm cannot be removed with another form of harm. because the whole purpose of removing harm is to deter the harm. So how could you deter the harm by bringing a like different form of harm? There's actually a famous hadith about this. The Prophet ﷺ was with the Sahaba in Medina. Hadith is reported by Anas bin Malik radiallahu anhu. He was saying that we were in the Medina, we were in the Masjid of Rasulullah ﷺ in Medina when an Arabi, a Bedouin man, walks into the masjid, and the Prophet is sitting with the Sahaba in the front of the masjid, and they have like a halaqa or talking about something, and this man walks to the back of the masjid and starts urinating. So the Sahaba got very angry, and they started shouting "Mah, mah," which means stop, stop. The Prophet ﷺ said, "Leave him, دعوه, لا تزرموه." لا تزرموه يعني don't interrupt his urination. Why? Because if there's harm, there's like something bad going on here. But if they were to run or chase after him, what's going to happen? He's going to run a bad way. He doesn't understand what's going on. People are attacking him, so he's going to run. By running, he's going to spread, his DNA all over the masjid. So now it's going to cover a wider area. That's why the Prophet ﷺ said, "Khalas, he's already, whatever he's doing, he's already doing it. You're not. If you were to prevent it, we'll understand, but it's already happening." So the Prophet ﷺ told them to wait until he's done. Then he went and poured like water over the urination. He said, "إن هذه المساجد لا تصلح لشيء من هذا البول والقدر." يعني these masajid are not places for this kind of filth, and taught him very kindly. So the Prophet ﷺ, the Sahaba went to remove the harm that was happening, but the Prophet ﷺ ensured that they don't remove it with greater harm, which is the spreading of the urine into other parts of the masjid.
Jeff, why would this Arabi he couldn't have found a better place to use the bathroom?
Bedouins are used to live in the desert. In the desert, there is no bathroom.
I know. It's like, why inside the place? Go outside.
I don't know. I guess just their mentality. Like when I was in the village visiting my family one day, they took me to the farm, and to go from the village to the farm, it's quite a distance. So we would ride on like donkeys. So we were going, and suddenly my donkey stops, and they're going ahead of me. I'm like, "Hey guys, something's wrong." And they said, "Don't worry, he will catch up." I said, "Well, why is he stopping?" And I'm pushing the donkey, I'm hitting the donkey, it's not moving.
Is he using the bathroom?
He was using the bathroom. The donkey just stops and started doing it, right? So the Arabi is used to this. So I guess he's just like, living like the animals they live with. And this is very common in there. The animal just stops and does it wherever it is, especially donkeys. Like cats go find a place. A trained dog would do the same as well. But horses and donkeys.
Horses do it while they're walking. It's crazy.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
I saw one from horseback riding and off the board in front of me. Boom. That's dodger.
Yeah. So I guess it's the Arabi here. This is his environment, so he's used to these kind of things.
I saw a rule that in Britain is considered the exhaust, like car exhaust. So this is exhaust, there's no problem.
Yeah. Examples of this.
It kind of links to the other Qa'ida
What's it?
by your rights. You can't take another person's rights.
Yeah, actually, that's similar because that also creates another harm. And the legal reasoning behind it is the Sharia seeks to remove harm. If you were to remove harm by bringing another harm, you're creating harm. So if you look at it like just mathematically, it's negative and positive. They cancel each other out, so you do nothing. You don't remove this, you don't create that, you're just neutral. I'm trying to think of an example.
Like, okay, I don't know if this is work, but I've seen these things. It's actually found though.
Yeah?
No.
What is it?
No. It's like some things that you can take because your beard is not growing. You take like this thing, but then it causes like skin like problems. Like you get,
Oh, yeah, that's a good example. You don't have a beard, that's not good. So to grow your beard, you use like, is it cream?
I'm not sure.
I think it could be oil or cream.
Yeah, some product, but side effect cause greater even problems like skin rashes or something. So yeah, that's not allowed. Organ donations. If you go to the hospital to donate, let's say a kidney or a part of your liver, then that's good to save someone's life. But what if that causes you ailment or life-threatening problems? Then no, you're not allowed to do it. And you can apply that, I think, to many other things.
That applies also for like abortion during pregnancy, right? Like if giving birth to the baby will kill the mother,
Then you do C-section.
or like even if with like if it's unavoidable that the mother is gonna die either through C-section or birth, then
So
you prioritize.
assuming that a Muslim doctor can testify that the delivery of the baby will cause the mother to die with certainty. Yani we know for sure that this will cause the mother to die. We don't know if she's actually going to die. Maybe Allah didn't decree for her to die. Then the life of the mother supersedes the life of the baby, because the life of the mother is known with yaqeen, and the life of the baby is known with dhann. This baby could be dead and could be alive. However, I think this is something I raised at a conference a few months ago, which is back then the life of the baby was, unknown. This baby could come out dead, right? But today, not only do they know it's alive, they can measure heartbeat, blood pressure of the baby, the fetus inside. They can perform surgery of inside the womb without taking the baby out. So we know that the baby is alive. Is that enough to say, you know what? No, the life of the mother no longer supersedes? That requires some research and some studies. Yeah, so contrary to this qaida, or opposing this qaida, is if there is a less harm that could remove a greater harm, then taking the less harm would be, if not permissible, if not obligated, permissible. Yani both of them are harms, but one of them is much less than the other. An example for that is what we said, like someone puts a gun to your head and says you have to say kufr. It's not good, but it's something you have to sacrifice to save your life. Someone could say, well, kufr is greater than death. No, you're saying the words of kufr. You're not actually doing kufr. The act of, the real kufr, which is with the intent, your intention is kufr, that's greater than death, yes. But to just say the words of kufr without actually believing it or intending it, that's not greater than kufr.
No, but if somebody is joking and he says words of kufr, still happens, I think, right?
Yes. If someone says,
if he says
no need for permission, yeah. If someone says like,
he curses a prophet or something.
Now,
Yeah.
jokingly or seriously, there's no difference there.
He has no niyyah. Like his niyyah is completely not there.
Yeah, but that hukum is not because what he did is worse than death, but to deter people from such acts, the Sharia makes no room for like maybe leeway or forgiveness. No, jokingly or intentionally. Just like we said about talaq and nikah, to protect women's honor, the Sharia says even if you're joking, it happens. Just so that people are completely deterred. Like imagine all of these measures, people are still joking or sometimes divorcing women left and right out of anger or something. Then imagine what happens when those measures are not in place. It's going to be 10 times worse.
If I were to say, as a joke, Imam Ali split the sea, instead of Musa, would this be kufr as well?
Ali split the sea.
Someone asks you, مثلا, Sheikh, who split the sea? You're a Rafidi, you think everything's funny. Oh, Imam Ali did, Would this be kufr?
No, he didn't.
Because I have an interaction with someone, like I didn't say, like, here, this is kufr, I just call the ayah, I'm like, be careful.
Allahu A'lam. I don't know.
Why would it be?
Why wouldn't it be?
Why would it?
Why would it? Oh, this is
like you're saying something that's not true. But
but you're I guess mocking the deen in a sense.
And denying a fact.
That's not kufr though. But like in shirk, قل بالله وآياته
yeah,
you're literally just mocking the deen. You're ridiculing Musa alayhi salam, the whole scenario. But, again, I don't know. I'm just asking.
It wouldn't be kufr because the kufr part only will be rejecting or disbelieving the Quran, or contradicting the Quran. But if he just says it jokingly, he's not really contradicting the Quran. He doesn't believe it. Allahu A'lam again. I'm not sure about this. Yeah, someone said, Sheikh, you were going to say something about iddah. Yes, iddah. We were saying that some men abuse the iddah. So again, the iddah, the purpose of it is to have some room for reconciliation. But if during the divorce the man retracts the divorce, that ends the iddah, and the woman goes back into the man's responsibility. Some men abuse that. What they do is to prolong a woman's suffering. They divorce a woman. She starts her iddah 3 months or 3 cycles. Just before the end of the iddah, like let's say 2 months and 3 weeks in, he says, I take you back. Then divorces her again to reset the timer, right? If we find out that was actually his intention, we revoke his authority to retract the divorce, or we annul the marriage so he doesn't have the authority to divorce. So that's removing harm from the woman by taking measures that are less harm, which is taking the divorce authority from the man. So this is an example of having harm with lesser harm.
Wait, why would a guy do that?
Now,
Like he's just some people suck.
no, but like he's just making himself suffer.
what do you mean?
Why would that guy do that where he prolongs the girl's iddah?
Because he's out there living his life. When she's stuck, he can go get remarried, and she cannot. In her iddah, she's still married to him,
Yeah, I know.
and
But
he's
like-
trying to prolong
But
that.
she's now haram for him in the iddah, right?
Nope.
She's halal.
For the first 2 talaqs, she's halal.
Like he can do this stuff.
Whatever they want.
Uh-huh.
Actually, that's the purpose of the iddah.
Even if they're like
You're angry, you divorce your wife.
Yeah.
Okay? So in the iddah period, she's supposed to stay in the house. Then the sunnah for her in this time is to dress nice, put on makeup, appeal to the man. 2 weeks into the iddah, he comes back from work, he sees his wife all dressed nice. He's like, oh, mashallah, you look nice, So his emotions are now, the anger that caused the divorce is gone. The emotions are now, or the love is rekindling. That's kind of the purpose of the iddah. For someone to actually stay with his wife for 3 months without any intimacy or any rekindling of love, there has to be something major, something very big. So that's why the idda is there to make as a buffer to make sure that no woman is divorced over trivial issues. We had a man here who divorced his wife because she wouldn't make him dinner that day. Yeah, and imagine. Yeah, make me dinner. No, I won't. Yes, you will. Wallah, you make me. If you don't make me dinner tonight, you are taliq. She said, okay, I'm not making you dinner tonight. Imagine, yani, wallah.
It's probably like something happened before. Mustahil, that's the one reason.
Nope, that's the reason.
It's like it had to be reoccurring here or something.
I don't know. Allahu alam. But
Mustahil, the
no, that happens. It's not mustahil.
I put money that
Yeah, and they don't.
Yeah.
just one day they're living a beautiful marriage, and then one day, Habibti, can you make me dinner?
It could happen for much less.
I doubt it.
For
And
much
they-
less.
And people do it like with the death too. They say, like,
Yes, that's the problem. Yeah. So when the shaitan comes, shaitan's objective in a marriage is to break it. A broken marriage is a broken society. So the shaitan keeps pushing that. It's like compulsive thought: divorce, 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 divorce. So the word of divorce comes at a moment of anger when the man loses most control, and the shaitan keeps pushing that idea. So it happens for much less and trivial things. One time, because the food was too salty in Ramadan, man was angry, and the woman apparently overcooked or like put too much salt in the food, and siyam and everything. So it turned into argument. Argument ended in divorce. That's it. So, but if that's the reason, the idda is there to make sure that you reconsider. You know, there's a buffer there. For you to go through 3 months, that means something big had happened.
And after 3 months, that's when the talaq is like finalized. Is that-
Yes,
is
she becomes prohibited for him at the end of her 3rd cycle, like following the divorce. There's a famous qaida that is subsequent to Ad-Darar Yuzal, which is درء المفاسد مقدم على جلب المصالح. Deterring harm is preferred over attracting benefit. درء المفاسد مقدم على جلب المصالح. Like preventing harm or deterring harm is preferred over attracting benefit. Why? Because a benefit is good, but the priority of the Sharia is to deter harm. Why is the priority of the Sharia is to deter harm? Without the harm, the state we are in now is good. You want to make it better by bringing this benefit, which we get. But if you're bringing this goodness is going to bring us harm, that means the state we were in is going to be compromised. No, we prefer keeping it as is rather than improving it. Also, your improvement may be overwhelmed by the harm, which will just not work then.
With like leaving town to go for school or for work, that puts you in like a financial advantage to begin, because then whatever that investment is will, whether it's school or work, will catch up. Is that considered this?
Not necessarily. When it comes to rizq, the way people plan and consider things is not like a Shari'i Islamic way. Planning for like future budgets and what could happen in the future, and so that's not something the Sharia encourages. You should live your life day by day. In fact, it is not sunnah to count how much money you have left in your pocket, or checking your bank accounts every day. Oh, I still have this much, and I have rent. No. And I've tried this. It actually relieves your stress, and subhanAllah puts barakah in your wealth. Whatever money comes into your bank account, don't look at it. Just spend as you go. Today we need this. Today we need that. Today we need this, and go. And most people get anxious. Oh, we're gonna go over budget. We're gonna do. Don't worry about that. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give you just rizq as you go. What example can we have for this?
I seen an example like like there was these like girls and their uncle, like the mahram, whenever he would come up, he would like have bad adab or like bad akhlaq when he talks to them.
Yeah.
In like an inappropriate way. So she asked the sheikh, and she's like, if I leave him and don't sit with him, am I sinful? And he said, no, don't sit with him. Like,
Yes, صلة الرحم is مصلحة, but الحياء, having حياء compromise is مفسدة. So if the girls going, or actually even boys, you, the adult, not just the kids, going to visit someone with that level of immodesty, then maybe you shouldn't visit them. Because you could just text them or call them or just keep distant communication, but protect your kids or yourself from the exposure to that haram. Going to weddings, I would say that an even more clear example. It's good, accept an invitation. That's sunnah. In fact, wajib to accept invitation. Connecting with your kinship, meeting people. That's good. If it's going to be exposing you to immodest women, music, dancing, then that's a mafsada, and this is a maslaha. No, deter the mafsada. Don't go, even if you are invited to a wedding. And similar other examples.
it's wajib to accept an invitation?
According to some, yes. in the hadith حق المسلم and one of it, the rights of Muslim over Muslim are, and he listed one of them is accepted invitation.
So can you give me like a definition for this?
What?
Like al-mafasid muqaddam. So we're leaving off.
Like in English?
Yeah.
Preventing harm is preferred over attracting benefits.
I have repelling harm takes precedence over procuring benefits.
Also good. As long as the meaning is clear. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, يسألونك عن الخمر والميسر قل فيهما إثم كبير ومنافع للناس وإثمهما أكبر من نفعهما. They ask you about consumption of alcohol and gambling. Say to them, in gambling and alcohol, there is great sin, إثم كبير, ومنافع للناس, and some benefits. وإثمهما أكبر من نفعهما, but their sin or their harm is greater than their benefits, which is why it's haram. So alcohol can be used for some medical purposes or so, but it's haram nonetheless, unless there is a necessity, which is like life-threatening situation, surgery or something. Then we are deterring a greater harm with a lesser harm.
Let's say me and you have a deal, real estate. I'm gonna make $500 billion.
Oh, are you selling the whole world?
This in the Windsor. I'm selling all the acres.
Still wouldn't get 500 billion.
خلاص Canada.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe not even.
Yeah.
Anyone. Given it's 0.5 interest involved, best, but you're gonna make $500 billion.
Given what?
There's just 0.5 interest in this.
Interest.
No.
No, haram.
At the 0.1.
Doesn't matter.
0.00.
It is haram to get into an interest-based contract, even if you're not gonna pay the interest at all. Like credit cards. If you pay on time, there is no interest. But it's haram. Why? Because you are accepting the interest.
Even if it's one credit card?
That's out of necessity, so it's based on necessity. الضرورة تقدر بقدرها. Do you actually have that necessity? But beyond that necessity, no, it's not allowed.
Oh,
To have a
Only
credit.
multiples.
Multiples or singles, yeah.
Even if like you never want to ever pay.
Doesn't matter. It's not about you paying it. It's about
The contract.
the contract. You're going to sign or accept a contract that says if you are late, you will pay interest. You will never pay it, but you accepted that term.
Do you have to do it on every credit card?
Every time you open a credit card, you accept. When you accept terms and conditions, that's what you accept. Debits don't have that, so debit cards are fine. But anyway, so 0.5 or 50% doesn't matter. Interest is interest. So just because you're going to make lots of money out of it doesn't make it halal. One could say, oh, but I could donate half of that money. Keep your donations. إِنَّ اللَّهَ طَيِّبٌ لَا يَقْبَلُ إِلَّا طَيِّبًا. Allah is good and He accepts none but good. So if your money, the source of it is haram, Allah won't accept from it, even if it's 250 billion.
So Sheikh, what if you have a savings account that's like 0.0001%?
Yeah.
Then like
Savings account are also haram. I don't know why people have them. Unless there is like some reason why people have them, like RESP. They say we'll get rid of the interest. Still, why would you have it? You want to save money? Just open another checking account. Like that serves exactly the same purpose.
And even if you want to take the interest, you're getting like $1 a year.
Exactly. There's absolutely no reason for people to have savings account.
well no, just because like if you just donate that dollar, like, obviously no extra, but then like you keep it there in savings. Like a checking account.
No, but the idea is, why is it a savings account? Just open a checking account,
Yeah,
put your money there, and that's it.
I think it's so that their money doesn't depreciate in value.
In savings account,
Yeah,
it does.
doesn't it?
Absolutely
Well,
nothing.
quantity is still the same.
It's-
No, but you're getting a little bit of money. So like that, whatever your depreciation is.
Well, no, most of us look for the lowest savings account to get the least money. That's what it is.
Oh, I see.
It's not about the money, it's about the quantity, like getting low, because you don't want to forget about
I see.
it. Yeah, checking account works.
Yeah, so I think that's a good example of that. Like, where else were we? Yeah, الضرب يزال. طيب. Another قاعدة. الضرر المتوقع كالمتحقق. This is important. Which means expected harm is treated like occurring harm. Expected harm is treated as occurring harm. So if we have something that may cause harm, but it's not like 100% certain, but there's like a high likelihood, then we don't say, because we don't know if there's harm with certainty, then we were gonna do it. No, because it's expected, it is probable. Let's say instead of expected, let's say probable harm is treated as if it's actually occurring, actually happening. يعني an example of that.
Did you say like the weather forecast that it says there's like a 99% chance, 90% chance of severe thunderstorms?
Yes, good. If the weather forecast says, oh, we are forecasting that there is 90% chance there'll be a tornado, you don't say, oh, it's Allah controls the weather. 90% could be 0%. I'm going to go out. And then if you go out, you die, you're sinful.
You're
You have-
sinful?
You're sinful. You cause yourself to, face harm.
No, مش that's قدر الله شاء فعل.
Okay, jump off of a bridge. Say قدر
No,
الله.
no. That's like that's different shit.
It's not
In the
different.
Prophet's days, you had no idea if there's a tornado coming or not.
Yeah,
but
he
he's
didn't
saying-
know.
He's saying now that you do. and
Yeah,
you still go
we
low.
say probable harm. Like, this could happen. Like people during COVID who said, take off your mask. You don't believe in Allah. I believe in Allah, but I put on, I take means. I put on masks, gloves. I took my vaccines, and those are the means, while trusting Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because if there is expected harm from these acts, then you are to avoid them, because you treat the probable, not maybe 50-50, no, probable, we'll talk about high probability, then you treat it as if it's actually certain 100%. Why? Because harm must be removed.
Shit, for tornadoes, like winds are only just recently started getting tornadoes. But we've been getting like the warnings are like like every year, like 10 times. I usually ignore most of them because I'm like, we're not gonna get it. And
Usually
I'm
they don't come here.
And usually I'm right. Like they always say tornado warning, and it's like it never ever happens.
No,
Except
it
last
does
year.
happen. It just never reaches Windsor.
Right.
Over some area. Usually it happens like in the States, and it comes down to Windsor. So before it gets to Windsor, it kind of breaks. Last tornado didn't hit Windsor, it hit Amherstburg.
It hit my house too.
We got the wind that came with it, but the actual tornado was on the water in Detroit River, but in Amherstburg. Last year there was like a massive tornado, and it kind of decimated over Michigan, somewhere in Michigan. So those tornadoes that they say it's going to happen, they actually happen. They just never make their way here.
So like in that scenario, like because you said like if you went outside and you ignored the warning.
I mean, if you were like to die because of it, knowing this could cause you
Right,
death.
okay.
Yeah.
I think a better example is that you see the tornado up there, and then you go up.
No, this is no longer expected. I see it.
Yeah, but like, okay, I'm gonna just walk this way.
It's like seeing my house catching fire. I'm like, I think maybe my house is on fire. Like you see that. That's not expected anymore. You know, it's right there. Yeah. Expected is like something that has not happened yet, but it is highly likely that it might
I
happen.
want to know an example of like something that the Prophet Muhammad would say.
The hadith that we just had of the Arabi, where he was urinating, right? The Prophet ﷺ prevented them from going after him in the case that maybe he will continue urinating as he moves, right? Maybe the Arabi will stop.
Yeah,
So that's expected. It's not certain.
I see.
يعني that's other hadith. The Prophet ﷺ prohibited wisal. You know what wisal is?
Fasting the days.
Yes, connecting or continuing fasting for more than one day. You go all the way to the next day, so 48 hours. So why? Because that could harm you.
Yeah.
I tried fasting for 72 hours, and it worked. I was fine, but I was doing not fasting. I was doing
Water fast.
yes, only drink water. But at the 72nd hour or 73rd, I started getting dizzy because my sugar level was really low, right? But 2 days, I reckon if I tried without water, I would still make it.
72 hours is 3 days.
3 days, yes.
It was like a week.
Yeah, but I don't know why.
Yeah, it's so like
I think maybe I got like, what is it called when you stand up and you kind of lose something rush.
Yeah, like lightheaded.
Yes. So that's what happened to me. I stood up and I got kind of dizzy, and I stood too quick maybe. But I think it's my sugar level as well, because as soon as I ate some dates, I was fine.
Does that do with iron?
No, I don't know. But the point is, it's expected. It's not certain that there will be harm befalling others. That's why the Prophet ﷺ discouraged continuing or connecting the fasting. He didn't prohibit it, he just discouraged it. Now.
But he used to do that. So
Yes, he said, إني لست مثلكم إني أبيت عند ربي يطعمني ويسقيني. I'm not like you, he said. I stay with my Lord and he feeds me. Which means like Allah grants him more strength than others. What if you were to destroy someone's property to prevent a harm caused by the property? Are you liable according to this qaida?
no, I think you should just stay neutral because it's like the same as the train situation. Like it's not your fault right now. If something happens because of this guy's property, it's his fault.
But what do you mean, like for example, if like a farm is on fire, and then like I saw a video of this years ago, like someone's farm was on fire, and then like they destroyed like a row of the crops to stop it from spreading. Is that what you mean?
Yeah. So let's take that example. Someone's farm is on fire, right? Firefighters come. They say, "Oh, if we fight this fire, it's going to take us ages." What we're going to do is we're going to destroy. What they actually do is they burn like a segment, so they can kill the crops, and then the fire doesn't have anything to feed on. Therefore, doesn't reach the rest of the crops. So in that example, the owner of the farm has been harmed. You destroyed his crops, right? Are you liable for that harm? Well, for this qaida to apply, we need the harm to come to you. Because we have a qaida about the harm that comes to others. What's the extent of your intervention? That's too advanced. We don't want to go there. But let's say dogs, or not dogs. Okay, halal dogs. I have a dog for hunting. All right, and I needed to travel, and I left this dog with Bilal. So my dog is vicious, and he started attacking Bilal. So Bilal killed him. Now this is a very rare breed that costs like $50,000. Is that what dogs go for? By the way, I don't know.
Pretty crazy, but maybe like
Like it's a rare breed.
rare breeds could go that high.
Yeah,
You can use horses. Horses go for millions.
but with horses like
That can kill you.
yeah.
That can kill you.
Yeah, but they're very
Okay. So horses, right? I have an Arab horse, pure breed, and it's very beautiful, mashallah. It has the tail all erect and coming nicely, and the hair on the head and everything. And I left it with you, and I traveled. For some reason, my horse got mad and started attacking him, chasing after him, trying to kick him. So Bilal shot the horse and killed him. Is Bilal liable? Knowing that the qaida of liability is if I leave something with you as a trust, you're liable for it. If I leave it with you as a loan, you're liable for it. If I give it to you as a gift, or no, sorry, if I rent it to you, you're not liable for it.
So like was the horse lent to him?
No, entrusted with Bilal.
Okay.
So isn't there a principle that a lesser harm is taking precedence over a greater harm?
Yes.
So if we apply that here, a life of a Muslim
Mm.
is more valuable than a life of a horse.
But my horse is worth like 20 million. What's Bilal worth?
You that specifically?
Yeah. Yeah, something.
No, I was gonna say, I mean, half of Allah Barik.
Mashallah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's the most valuable in the world, to be honest. So
Allahu Akbar.
I think way more
Yeah.
worth than a horse. So.
So, yes, but
And sometimes there's also the qaida of like somebody puts a gun at you.
Mhm.
It's like, okay, kill that guy. You don't.
yes.
You die. So do you just die to the horse?
But it's your
No,
own
but the
life.
horse isn't a person.
Oh, yes. The life of animals are not as respected as the life of humans.
Uh-huh.
So, in that example, you can't kill the animal.
I think you should like get the best of both worlds and just slaughter it.
Slaughter the animal?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can eat the horse.
Yes, you
No,
can
but
do
like, like let's say it's charging right at you.
Mm.
You have to make a quick time decision.
So
you
you
can't
said-
just
you
slaughter.
said-
that. You can shoot it,
Yeah.
and once it's on the ground, go and slaughter it before it dies.
Uh-huh.
As long as you slit the throat before the horse dies, there's gushing of blood. That's the sign of the life. Then it's halal.
Or you can
Uh,
cripple it.
Now,
You can cripple it.
could be, but the point is he liable? I just lost $20 million.
No, he's not.
Then who gets my 20 million?
You have to, well, like
No,
me,
no.
if I kill your horse, I have to pay you.
Mm.
That's it.
No.
Type different scenario. My horse was very peaceful and very nice. Hilal took him for a ride in the desert. We're in Saudi Arabia. Got lost. Okay, for 3 days. Got hungry, starving. He's gonna die. So he killed him to save his life, to eat. Is he liable for it?
But you lended him your horse.
Entrusted it with
No,
him.
so
Same.
I think
Did you allow him to play around with it, or just to take care of it?
If it's entrusted, yes, he's allowed to do whatever he wants with it. The default transaction of trust is that you can use it as long as you return it in its same state.
And how did he get lost? Was it his, you know, him being
Qadar. No negligence from his side. It's just he doesn't know the desert that well, or there was a storm or something. He just got lost.
So I think like he's fine, but now I just have to pay you back because that's your haq.
In both scenarios, are you liable?
Like liable for the price. Maybe I'm not sinful, but I'm liable to pay you back.
Yeah, to pay me. Are you supposed to pay me?
Yes, I think so.
I say first one no, second one yeah.
Why?
Because the second one, yeah, you did mention that you're allowed to do whatever you want, but at the same time, things being considered, it's really your fault now, you know, at the end of the day. But as the first one, you had no other choice. The second one, you didn't have to travel, you have to play around with the horse. Close. You're a Ghabi, now you pay the price here.
No, we need a legal reason.
So
It's a legal reasoning class.
can I look at my principles and then?
Do you have something? Because we haven't established the principle that we're trying to establish it, but when I understand why.
In the second scenario, there are two qawa'id that like would help you. One would be, you know, like the harm, like doing harm to prevent, like less harm to prevent greater harm.
Yeah.
And then the other one of where, you know, like the human, like the haram becomes halal in the times of, you know, extenuating circumstances.
Yes.
Like if alcohol can become halal, the horse itself was already halal, obviously. But then the only thing that's really against you in this situation would be the trust, like that part. If there's two that.
No, the qaida of the trust is under ordinary circumstance. I give you $1,000 to save, okay, and when I come back, I'm traveling. Keep my 100,000. When I come back, you will give it back to me. If you save it in a safe and you don't neglect and you try your best, but someone comes steals the safe, you're not liable. You did your best. But if you just leave it on the table and someone comes and steal it, you're liable because of your neglect. Okay, so that's the general trust. It's called al-Daman. Al-Daman is like a chapter of financial transaction. That's like a whole thing. So he said, I usually eat the junk food at home, so my parents don't eat it because I can burn it. No, I think this is an old message. I just don't know the context of that. I should really look at the comments more often. Does that count? Count for what?
Wait, can you read the whole thing?
I usually eat the junk food at home, so my parents don't eat it because I can burn it. Oh yeah, okay. So he's like causing himself some like he takes the food
so that
his parents don't have to eat it, and
so they get no mafasad.
Yes, yeah, okay, that's good. It's a good example.
So, Chef, in terms of this horse thing, choose your answer to no, he's not liable for any.
For both.
Yes.
Right. Well, when someone says he's liable for the horse, I don't know which context they're referring
It's like,
to.
imagine somebody just lent you money, like they said that, or like they left money with you.
Yeah.
And then, like you use that money to save yourself. You're still liable. Like if you ran out of money and you're gonna die of hunger, and you can't just say, okay, I'm gonna use this guy's money out of necessity. Like, okay, maybe, but then you still have to pay him back. That's his haq.
Good point.
Well, that's a different scenario.
No, but it's the same.
No, it's the same thing. Replace the horse with its belly and money.
Yeah, well, that's not even close to the same scenario because
it is.
what is a horse used for? To look at or to you know?
Well, in this case, he started it.
It's a property. The whole liability here is about the value of the property. I own the horse and I own the money. Are you supposed to compensate me for the death of the horse or the loss of the money?
No, I think you will kill the horse, but you still like it's his haq. It's his haq on you. I think the money thing was like.
Okay, so let me bring it home. We look at the harm to judge the liability, the harm itself. Where is it coming from? In scenario number 1, the harm is coming from the horse itself, right? In scenario number 2, the harm is coming from something beyond the control of the horse. The horse had nothing to do with it. So now I think it's clear where the liability occurs, right? In scenario number 1, the person who gave you the trust caused you the harm. right? Because the harm came from the horse. So I cannot be liable for defending my life against your harm. It's like sending your dog or like someone to kill me. Let's say you send your brother to kill me. I defended myself. I killed him. I'm like, okay, you have to pay me diya, or like you owe me like the blood money or something. No, you're the one who sent him to kill me. You sent him to his death.
What if he, but for the horse, it's unintentional? You didn't send him to kill him.
No, he didn't. But the harm, the problem came from the horse side, and he's the owner of the horse. Therefore, he's responsible. In fact, if the horse hurt me, he's liable. The man who owned the horse would be liable. Maybe he knew the horse had some kind of like mental problem, or the horse could be dangerous or something. Didn't give me heads up or notice. So in scenario number one, the horse attacks me. I kill the horse. I'm not liable because I was deterring harm from the horse caused by the horse. Therefore, I cannot be liable for it. In scenario number two, the horse was entrusted with me. I had harm. I was 100% justified to kill the horse and eat it, but I am liable for it because the owner of the horse had nothing to do with it. It's just, exigent circumstance, qadar from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and I just have to deal with it. No one can blame me for killing the horse. I had to save my life, but then I have to pay the person their money.
Sheikh, I want to contest the second opinion that he is liable, but I'm very ignorant of the rulings when it comes to trusts and things. So I think if I were a little bit...
You mean the second scenario, he's also liable?
No, I want to contest that he isn't liable, but
For the first one?
The first one, I agree. The second one, I feel like I can argue that he isn't liable.
He's not liable.
Yes.
Why?
Well, like I said, I need to know more the fiqh of, I guess, or the rulings.
Daman is about like liability.
On an amana, yeah. I need to know the rulings on it.
When someone gives you an amana, you're liable for it unless there's no negligence from your side.
Okay.
Of course, this is assuming it's lost or corrupted or destroyed.
And this amana, so is it now mine?
No, it's just amana is like I say, hey,
hold
hold this for me.
I'm traveling.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
You just hold it with you. It's just a trust. Like the money you deposit into the bank is amana. So the amana itself is my money. You're responsible for safeguarding it.
So I'm telling you what to do with it, right?
No, you're just supposed to protect it. That's it. There's nothing else you're supposed to do with it.
Okay, so I'm not supposed to ride this horse. I'm not supposed to.
No, you can use it. You have freedom to use it, unless I say no.
So the asl is you can do whatever you want.
Yes, and as long as you bring it back, and it's in the same condition.
Okay.
Like if you ride the horse and you break, it's like okay, that's on you.
Yeah.
Okay, but you bring back the horse in the same condition, khalas, that's fine. Or I can tell you, no, don't ride the horse. Then you cannot ride it.
I feel like that would be inferred, by lending someone something that valuable. I wouldn't anticipate that you drive it, If I give you the keys to my
No, the inference here is that you can do whatever you want with it because that's the default. If you have a trust, you're allowed to use it. If you're entrusted, not like money. You cannot use money to buy something and say, "Oh, I used it."
But let's just say, for the sake of argument, he said you can use it as much as you want. You can go and ride it.
Yeah. So then what?
That's my point. I'd have to know, because me personally, if I were to give someone my car, say, "Hey, I'm traveling," I'm not gonna come back and see this guy driving. I'm thinking, "Khalas, it's gonna be in the garage." I wouldn't anticipate that he'd be driving my car. That's just me. I feel like
okay. No, but
without me telling him.
So because we want to talk about the darar, this is qadar al-darar, right? We already presumed that there's no negligence from the man's side. Right? The one with whom the horse was entrusted, there's no negligence from. He did his absolute best. He did his job, but subhanallah, Allah decreed for him that the horse would attack him, or the other scenario for him to be lost. Because we want to remove that factor from the equation. The only factor in the equation, the only operating factor is that there was harm.
Okay.
We look at where is the harm coming from, and based on that, we determine liability. قاعدة is من أتلف شيئا لأذاه له فلا يضمنه ومن أتلف شيئا لأذاه به يضمنه. من أتلف شيئا لإزالة أذاه له أو لدفع أذاه له لم يضمنه.
لدفع أذاه
له لم يضمنه. وإن أتلفه لدفع أذاه به ضمنه. One letter made a difference.
وإن أتلفه لدفع أذاه به.
أذاه, same sentence as the first, change له to به.
I feel like I have a response to this, but I'll wait until the next
ضمنه.
one.
Okay,
I'll wait until the next one.
let me just translate. This is the قاعدة.
No, the العادة المحكمة.
Okay, the one I'm reading now,
No, it's this scenario that we're given.
I understand what you're saying, but I'm saying the one I'm reading now is a قاعدة. Okay,
No.
من أتلف شيئا لدفع أذاه له لم يضمنه, which means he who destroys something to remove its harm over him, meaning over the one who destroyed it, he is not liable for it. And he who destroys it to remove a harm with it, bihi means with it, he's removing some harm with this trust, with this thing, he's liable for it. Is that clear? He who destroys something to remove its harm, the harm of the thing, over him or against him, he's not liable for it. يعني to remove the harm of the thing against the one who destroyed it, the harm was going against him from the thing, there is no liability. He's not liable for it. And the one who destroys it to remove a harm with it, not remove its harm, remove a harm, or let's say his harm instead of its, because adahu, to remove his harm with it is liable for it. The reason why this qaida goes under ad-dararu yuzal is because this man who destroyed something is removing harm with another harm. And in this case, the harm here is lesser. And that's why it was permitted for him. Clear? طيب. نعم الرضا بأدنى الضررين لا يكون رضا بأعلاهما. It's a قاعدة also. الرضا بأدنى الضررين لا يكون رضا بأعلاهما. In English, accepting the lesser harm does not necessarily imply accepting the greater one.
رضا بأعلاهما.
Yes.
Does it imply?
Accepting the greater one, the greater harm. What does that mean? We said that if you have two forms of harm and one of them is less than the other, then you are allowed to accept or do the lesser harm to deter the greater one. Yes, but that should not imply, neither to you nor to anyone else, that you are accepting the greater one. You're not accepting either harms. You're just trying to choose the lesser of two evils, basically. This comes in court in case someone committed a crime to deter a greater crime. The commitment of the crime here, or the committing of the crime, should not imply يعني legal recognition of the greater crime. Like, instead of killing someone, you just knock them unconscious, right? And then when you go to court, someone could say, oh, he tried to kill me. You could say, no, but someone put a gun to my head and say, kill him. So I chose to just knock him out to save his life, right? Now, if you're in court without evidence of your intent, you could be found in like attempted murder. But in the Sharia already gives you a guarantee that if you were to choose a lesser harm, the Sharia will not hold you accountable to the greater one, not even with intent. By default, you don't intend the greater one unless we can prove that you actually wanted it but you missed. We don't hold you accountable to that. الرضا بأدنى الضررين لا يكون رضا بأعلاهما.
So wouldn't this like kind of contradict the train example, or is that just because the qaida for that was just the 5 people were going to die regardless?
Say again?
Like, wouldn't this qaida contradict like the train example?
The train?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because now it's you were trying to do lesser for the greater. I guess it's not on you.
So in the qaida of the train, death or killing is equally evil.
Okay.
We look at the Sharia looks at death as it's not about the quantity, it's the quality of the act. So whether you kill one or kill 1,000, it's equally evil. Yes, it's worse to kill 1,000, but still killing one is as bad. أنه من قتل نفسا بغير نفس أو فساد في الأرض فكأنما قتل الناس جميعا. The one who kills one soul without just cause, it is as if he killed the entirety of mankind. That's why you don't intervene in that example.
But I feel like this then is a very easy excuse for like people that want to do bad things. Like I'm gonna manipulate a person to come to a forest where I know that there's deers. I'm gonna get my bow and then I'll just shoot him and be like, oh, I was hunting. And you don't know that.
No, this isn't how it works. This is under extreme circumstance where you're faced with 2 options and both options are bad and you're just choosing the lesser one. Actually, this can be used on the opposite. This can be used to incriminate someone. For example, let's say I said to someone, hey, my farm is burning. Can you help me cut this much of the grass? Then he goes, cut this much. He says, oh, you told me to do it. No, I only asked for this much. So accepting the lesser harm doesn't imply accepting the greater one. That's kind of
What
the
if you
idea.
thought that by doing this much, it's not going to be sufficient? So I need to do this.
No, I told you this much. خلاص, you have to adhere to these instructions. If he says, oh, I did ijtihad, no, he's liable. Yeah, even if he's good intention, but he's liable. He's liable for the rest. This much was enough to stop the fire, but now you cost me like $50,000. I just lost that harvest. That could have grown and became like harvest in 3 to 4 months or something. Yeah. Right. I think this is good for قاعدة الضرر. We'll go to the last قاعدة and we'll just conclude with it, which is العادة محكمة. العادة محكمة means customs are authoritative.
Or given legal consideration.
محكمة, legal consideration also as well. But authoritative, I think, is better as a translation because legal consideration, actually also fine. Both of them are fine. What's عادة or what's a custom?
Culture.
Yes, but whose culture?
The common thing amongst us.
Who are us? Who are we?
When people of Canada, Windsor.
To each
No.
their own, or is it
Muslims.
only
Huh?
to each their own, like each tribe and each culture, or is it like only one? Type
Muslims only.
Muslims only?
Yes.
No, but like a tribe, like so for instance, like a country can have the ada, and then that whole country has that same ada, but tribes within that country differ on adat.
Yes. Then we recognize their adat. We recognize their customs. The custom is not connected to a country or a region. It's about a custom. It's about the custom itself. Wherever there's custom, there's a custom that exists. The Sharia recognizes it, but it has to be from Muslims. Why? Because Muslims are udul, reliable or trustworthy in the Sharia. Non-Muslims by default are not trustworthy. Their customs are not authoritative unless we find or we judge them and say actually these customs are good, then we can make them authoritative.
But not like this is about dunya, the adat.
Yes, dunya. All adat are dunyawiyya.
Exactly. So why would it matter, like a Muslim or non-Muslim adat?
Like it's the ada of men here to wear chains.
Yes.
Doesn't make it halal, it's still haram. But if this custom was in some Muslim countries, it's their ada that they don't wear anything on their heads. Khalas, we say it's the sunnah for them.
Okay, what if now it became a ada in one of the Muslim countries to start wearing chains?
No, but we're going to go through the requirements of this. So the customs are authoritative, not openly. There are some restrictions. One of which is that it cannot negate something in the Sharia. If the custom negates something in the Sharia, it's not authoritative, it's not acceptable. But to have a custom that's not contradicting the Sharia as authoritative, it has to come from people whom we trustworthy.
What if it's mixed?
How?
Like, okay, this country is not all Muslim. It's like Muslim and non-Muslim, and like the ada is to do.
Yeah, but the ada is not of the country. The ada is of the people.
Okay, the people.
Yes.
Like it's the ada
That's like wearing
people of Windsor to wear pants.
wearing like a suit and tie or something like that.
If
Like-
Muslims are doing it and it's not against the Sharia, then it's acceptable.
So even if the Muslims adopted it from non-Muslims, as long as it doesn't go against the Sharia, then that still applies.
There is some arguments that actually suits and ties are not coming from non-Muslims. It's actually came from the Levant. I heard that.
But we can say like that the kuffar of Quraysh wear amamatu.
Clothes generally are halal.
Okay.
Yani there is no restriction in the Sharia about clothes except for specific ways or specific clothing. Otherwise, al-asl fi al-ashya' al-ibaha, the qaida that we had. طيب العادة أو sometimes it's called al-urf. Al-urf is authoritative because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says خُذِ الْعَفْوَ وَأْمُرْ بِالْعُرْفِ وَأَعْرِضْ عَنِ الْجَاهِلِينَ. However, we only give the ada its authority under certain conditions and or restrictions. Number one, which is the most important one, it cannot negate the Sharia. It cannot negate the Sharia. If it contradicts or negates the Sharia, then it's not considered or acceptable at all. Condition number two, it has to be common for everyone. Everyone within that group. Let's say the tribe, the city, the region, whatever it is, has to be common with everyone. It cannot be like specific individuals say, oh, it's our custom. No. One family cannot have a custom. It has to be everyone's custom within that group. Also, customs are only authoritative regarding matters where the Sharia didn't specify a ruling. If the Sharia already specified a ruling, we don't look at customs at all. So it cannot negate the Sharia, yes, but also it cannot address something the Sharia already addressed. The authority of customs are usually taken in specific details or matters that are too specific that the Sharia left them for the judgment of people.
Then I feel like the times where this would be applicable is very not
Like
I feel like the Sharia almost does says something about every situation.
not everything. The Sharia gives you general ahkam, But some of the specifics about these ahkam, it's left for the customs.
Can you give us an example?
يعني مثلا what is the minimum age of puberty?
9?
9, 10, 15, 13. Who says?
No, the minimum. Like the lowest.
Says who?
There's no real number.
Is there a hadith that says أقل عمر البلوغ كذا? No. خلاص, it's left for custom. Whatever people see as, oh, at this age, kids usually reach puberty, we say, okay, that's the age of puberty. What's the maximum age after which everyone is considered pubescent? It's 15, right?
But that's by the Sharia.
Nope.
After 15, they become mukallaf.
Who sets that number? There's no hadith about it.
There's no hadith.
There's no hadith about it.
Right?
It's just the custom. At the time of Shafi'i,
Yeah.
the custom was that, 15, usually everyone is pubescent at that time. Anyone who passed 15 is considered like abnormally pre-puberty. So we don't accept that. We treat them as pubescent.
No way.
Yeah.
So wait, but then is there an argument that it's not 15?
I haven't heard maybe, but I never really looked into Maliki and Hanafi about this.
No, because I know Maliki it is 15.
15?
Yeah.
Okay, Shafi and Hanbali as well. 15.
Is it the Sharia that says like what defines puberty, or is that not?
Yes, the Sharia decides what defines puberty.
So wouldn't the Sharia already talk about this? Like I know it's not age, but the Sharia already tackles this topic.
Yeah, we know the signs of puberty. Whenever someone has this, have like which menstruation for women, and wet dreams for men. Whenever those happen, khalas, that person is pubescent. But let's say they don't happen. Then how late do we wait for this person to be accountable for their actions? Because puberty decides a lot of things in the Sharia, spiritual and judicial. Like penalties, you don't apply penalties on pre-puberty kids, right? Someone kills someone in the Sharia, if they're pubescent, they're killed. 13, 14, 15, unless like they're forgiven or some other ahkam, but they're eligible for the death penalty. If they pass the age of 15, we don't need to look for signs. Before the age of 15, we look for signs. In the battle of Bani Qurayza, when Sa'd ibn Mu'adh ruled that all the Jews, when they were evicted from Medina, the fighters are to be killed, the men are to be killed, and the women and the children are to be sent away. How did they decide who are the men and who are the children? They were looking at their bodies, sometimes even at their pubic hair. When they were suspicious, they would say, okay, they'll have someone check their pubic hair. If they had pubic hair, they're pubescent. That just shows you that it's puberty that really determined. Anyone who had puberty, they were killed. Some of them were like 13, 14, 15. I don't know what was the age of puberty at that time. But whatever it was, they were treated as men.
So this qaida, is it saying that the conditions of the
qaida says
the customs, are they allowed to decide the date, or Sharia?
The customs dictate here the age limit.
Right.
And I think it was the general custom at that time, it was 15. Maybe there was a hadith about the story in the seerah, I'm not sure, but mainly it's the custom here that dictated the age 15. What I know for sure is that the minimum age is set by custom. That's why it differs.
So like in here in Canada, like for a lot of things 18, or I think something 16, like
we don't recognize that.
But Muslims do follow it though, right? In a large.
For legal matters,
right.
Yes, we follow for legal matters. But in an Islamic point of view, a 12-year-old boy who reached puberty is accountable for all of his actions. Salah, he has to fast. A girl has to put on hijab. All of this, we don't wait until they're 18.
Well, like for the maximum.
The maximum is 15.
Oh, okay.
It's already set.
Okay.
It's preset.
But Sheikh, if Imam Shafi'i or whoever he said made the rule that 15, after 15 you're mukallaf.
Yes.
He did that by saying, okay, by 15 everybody should be bad.
Mm.
But like, does that mean that, okay, if somebody isn't baligh after 15?
They're sick. They're pubescent, but for some medical reason, that puberty didn't manifest.
Oh, okay.
That's how they're treated. I can check if there is a hadith or some seerah story about 15, but I'm pretty sure it has something to do with custom. The minimum age for sure had something to do with custom because they differed about it. Yani, what is the minimum age a girl would have period?
But why does that matter?
Because after that she has to
No, it's because but like the minimum age, it just happens whenever it happens.
If the blood comes before the minimum age, we don't consider it menstruation, and therefore she cannot get married. She doesn't have to wear hijab, and so we need to set a minimum age as well. أقل الطهر وأكثره. We studied this in the chapter of menstruation. If a woman, and this happened at the time of the Sahaba, or the time of the four Imams, a woman has puberty. The puberty lasts 2-3 weeks, stops, comes back within 24 hours again, and continues for another week. Is that day a time of purity, or is it just for some reason the blood stopped? Did she have to fast? Did she have to pray? Was her husband able to, have intimacy with her? All of these ahkam are dependent on her being pure or not. So that is decided by deciding what is the minimum period of purity and the maximum period of menstruation. There's absolutely no hadith about that. It's just customs. Umar ibn Khattab, I think, or whoever was the one who was looking at that question, he sent someone to Hafsa and asked her, hey, you guys like women, what do you consider like the minimum and the maximum? And the answer she gave was the basis of his fatwa. But again, that varies from one area to another. You find Abu Hanifa has different opinion because in Iraq, maybe the woman had different customs. But it's the custom that was authoritative in answering this question.
See.
Okay, so customs are authoritative in matters where the Sharia does not address, where it's not contradicted by the Sharia, and it is common, popular custom. It's not like individual habits or customs. It has to be an established custom amongst people, like they recognize it as this is the custom of people. And then based on that, you can make ahkam if needed. Also, customs can be verbal or practical. Verbal are names, what people name stuff. For example, do you guys consider chicken to be meat?
No, it's poultry.
No, it's not meat.
No, I think it depends who you ask.
Like my personal opinion has nothing to do with culture. I just like before I met I knew Arab people was lahma and dajaj was different. I always just thought meat was meat, like all the same.
Yeah, so that's cultural Arab, right? But Arabic language calls lahma means flesh. Anything with flesh is lahma. So chicken is lahma, lamb, beef, fish,
human body.
Yes, that's all lahm, right? That's the Arabic language. But because customs are authoritative, if there were to be an issue that requires a ruling where the word meat is the operative word here, we look at the custom, not the language.
So in terms of like halal and haram food, I've heard this before, where chicken is not lahma, so then it's halal.
No, that's addressed by the Sharia,
Okay.
which is that any living being that is to be eaten has to follow this criteria. But let's say I said, Uqsim billah, I won't eat lahma. Right? I just took an oath not to eat lahma for a month. Then I'm invited to a food where there is chicken. In the Arabic language, that's lahma, but customarily, it's not. So I didn't break my oath here, just because the custom here is authoritative. So the language comes second in rank in terms of authority. This actually happens a lot. Nowadays, people say alayya talaq in the Middle East. I take an oath, literally it means I take an oath that I will divorce. But we don't consider it as a divorce, we consider it an oath because people say it as an oath. That's the custom. Unless the intent specifies otherwise, we assume that it's It's just an oath. This man was taking an oath. So if he negates that oath, his wife is not divorced. But if we consider divorce, she would be divorced.
Earlier you said like this is a topic that cannot be joked about.
Yes, divorce and marriage, yes. He's not joking. He's just using the word divorce to express how he would compel himself to do this. He didn't say the one that counts if he said she is divorced. But he said, I will divorce. I swear by Allah, I will divorce. Announcing the intent to divorce does not take the effect of divorce unless he speaks a divorce.
So in this case, is it better for him to break his oath or divorce his woman?
If his intent was an oath, then even if he broke the oath, his wife doesn't get divorced.
I know. So what's the better thing to do here?
Not to break the oath.
To divorce his wife.
No?
To divorce his wife.
No. Just whatever he said he will do, just do it.
Uh-huh.
Or if it's haram, then he doesn't do it and he just does kafara. Yeah. We treat it just like a regular oath. Anyway, the custom is authoritative here because it's now known amongst people that saying alayhi talaq means by Allah, like an oath. So that's a verbal or verbal custom. And then there is the practical where it's just something people do. Like in Sudan, when they shake your hand, they try to break your bones. They squeeze so hard. They see it as a sign of manhood, right? I think here is disrespectful.
Yeah.
If you shake someone's hand like vigorously,
No,
it's disrespectful.
no, it's actually praise.
Really?
Well,
People here are too soft.
Canadians?
Yeah.
They're like, oh, you got a firm handshake, man.
The difference between a firm handshake and then when like you go to the sheikh and he kills your hand.
No, like you shake the hand and you yank
That's
while squeezing.
in America. There's like
It's
Different.
firm and squeezing.
handshakes are seen as like mental warfare, like between Americans. For example, if you're in a business meeting and you kind of pull forward, it's like you're kind of telling him like, I'm dominating you here, you know.
Oh yeah. So
Without saying it, like it's all smiles, but like it's kind of, I like what if he does that to you? He's like, okay, he kind of has superiority over me right now, you know. So, yeah,
in some regions, this is something like good. He's respecting your strength as a man, so they're showing their respect. But in Japan, their custom is to bow. Do we follow that custom? No, it negates the Sharia. Bowing down is haram.
It's not ruku', it's not sujood,
No, it's ruku'.
but it's not like it's ibadah.
Yeah, it's ibadah, it's shirk. If it's not ibadah, it's haram.
So I have a question about that because I think the ruling is that you cannot lower your head to anything but Allah, right? That's the ruling.
You don't bow to anyone.
What if like it's like not a real bow? It's kind of like that.
Like I did when I was a kid, we were doing like karate and
Yeah, because when you do martial arts, right, if you enter to
we didn't even bow the head. We didn't even like nod because it's like a gesture that's a replacement or substitute for the bow. Yeah, you could just nod as a respect, but not like this where you lower your head out of
or you can
respect.
still at least like nod, like
The nod is just like you know,
acknowledge their
yes,
custom.
the respect. But to bow or to even like lower your head like this or something, that's not allowed.
It's not allowed.
Yeah. It's not allowed. It's haram.
Really?
Bowing and sujood, ruku' and sujood, if they're done as a ibadah, it's shirk. That's kufr, out of Islam.
Yeah.
If it's not done as a ibadah, like as of respect or something, it's just haram.
But it's not, I don't think it's sujood or ruku'. Like what defines ruku'?
Ruku' is any inclining forward.
Okay.
Yes, it's not necessarily the 90% we do in salah. Anything in between, as long as the intention is respect, to do it out of respect, is haram. It was permissible in the Sharia before, the religions before us, but not in Islam. Yeah, so because that custom negates the Sharia, it's haram. It is the custom in some areas in the States that men wear earrings, right? That's haram. So we don't follow that custom. Chains or any form of jewelry is not allowed for men.
Because of tashabbuh bin nisa.
Because jewelry are specifically for men. Yeah, for women, sorry, yes, tashabbuh bin nisa.
But Sheikh, like have you ever looked at a guy at the gym like, man, go?
No, the idea is in the Sharia, jewelry are for women. The only item of jewelry that's allowed for you is a ring.
But that's bay'ah. That's by عادة.
No. So again, the urf of the Muslimin is the authoritative. The urf of the Muslimin is that jewelry are for women.
Let's say there was a place
Mhm.
where jewelry is actually only for men, and that's a عادة. You still follow them.
لا خلاص, the hukum has been established. It has been the custom of Muslims throughout 14 centuries. So now it cannot be changed by an emerging urf later. Not to mention that this urf is probably influenced by the urf of non-Muslims. Haircuts are halal. Haircuts are halal. But if a haircut resembles a specific haircut of a non-Muslim that's famous or something, or a fasiq Muslim like actor or singer, those the people of evil generally, then it's not halal. It's haram.
What if it's mushtarak?
Huh?
What if it's both?
Like there is when Neymar did the thing,
Yeah.
it's called the mohawk or something. Before that it was fine, but when he did it, people now did it because of him, it became haram.
Right.
It resembles a specific celebrity that's non-Muslim or a specific sinful person.
Like, what if your intent isn't to resemble that person?
The
but
intent
they
is
also have it.
the intent is no longer operative here because the custom is authoritative. It has become the custom that it's even named the Neymar haircut.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
What else is also like common? Shorts are the custom of this country, but they reveal the aura, so it's not halal. And you can apply, I think, these examples to many other things. But this qaida really comes into effect when there is a need for defining something that was left undefined by the Sharia. يعني like the duration of hayd and the menstruation and puberty is a prime example of that. The Sharia just said puberty, then left the definition of that open for interpretation. And that's why you find khilaf between the ulama. And the rule is wherever you are, whatever the age is for puberty, that's puberty. And whatever happens before that is not puberty. Like they say sometimes a 5-year-old boy would have like some wet dreams or something. That's just a hormonal abnormality. So it doesn't count as puberty.
So sorry about that. Like that means like the society picks the minimum and
The average,
the average.
what most people have. Even if people have below average, we accept that if it's common. If one person has it at the age of so and so, that's so weird. We don't accept that.
It's only Muslim societies.
Yeah. In these matters, it's not necessarily about, because it's not that the practice of people. It's now something biological, and biology is affected by the environment where you live. It's not necessarily the practices or the behavior of people. If it's something behavioral, then yes, it has to be according to the Muslim societies.
Sheikh, like, it's kind of not, it's kind of related to kind of not. But like, لا ضرر ولا ضرار. We just talked about it. You can't hurt yourself, can't hurt others.
Yeah.
What if the hurting of somebody's self is not like it's not substantial, but it's that like I know like this doesn't concern me, but I know there are like African tribes that as they like cut themselves, they make like designs in their body.
Yeah.
I mean, like from what I can see, it hurts for like a second and it goes away. It just makes that scar.
Yeah. That may go under the change of the creation of Allah. It's like a tattoo thing, where they sometimes they install. I saw it in South Africa.
They write stuff on them.
Yes, writings in South Africa. They do
The bubble.
rings inside the skin. They actually like insert or embed a ring under the skin. The skin looks like rings of skin because there's like a metal underneath. The bubbles also. Yes. So that's changing the creation of Allah. I think that's why it would be haram. But if it were something else, then it would be authoritative or would be like a customary. So
what about earrings for girls?
Yeah. What about them?
Like your You're piercing the ear, putting a ring on it.
You're not really changing the creation of Allah. You're just adding ornaments.
Is that not?
I think it's reversible though. Like
If you
tattoos.
don't, yeah, if you don't wear.
I mean, that ring, can you take it out?
No, but khas, the skin damage is permanent.
The
But
scar.
it's not about the reversibility. It's about changing the look. For the earrings, it doesn't really change the look. It's just makeup. Not to mention, women have more leeway to change their look more than men, because Allah, part of their nature, Allah created them beautiful and to beautify themselves. That's why they're allowed to put makeup, haircuts, etc. Even like extensions and some other things that are haram for unmarried women. In some opinions, they're halal for married women, not including nams, eyebrow plucking, or tattoos. That's not included, but some like extension,
Is that
changing,
only plucking or cutting?
shaving or plucking.
So like, what if they like take a shafra,
Mm.
like a razor,
Mm.
and they go like, all around?
To like, no, any change is haram
You can't touch them.
unless they're like excessive or unibrow or something. Then that's fine. طيب, some of the قواعد that are included under العادة المحكمة, قاعدة that says المعروف عرفا كالمشروط شرطا. المعروف عرفا كالمشروط شرطا, which means whatever was established through custom, it is as if it was stated verbally or like explicitly. This means that a custom is so authoritative that it is as if it's stated by the Sharia. Sometimes they say الثابت بالعرف كالثابت بالنص. What was established through custom is as authoritative as what was established through text. So the ulama say العرف أقوى من القياس. Customs are superior to qiyas. Qiyas comes when there is lack of text. We just said that custom is as authoritative as text, so it acts on behalf of text. It's superior to qiyas.
I have a question. So in Sharia, like in Western culture, it's
Mm.
very promoted that everything you have is written down like in paper, and that verbal is actually like frowned upon. And in the court of law, the verbal contract rarely ever does hold up. Is that the same in Sharia, or is it like Sharia values like verbal?
The Sharia, I think the verbal contract here in the West, the laws are taken from the Sharia.
Okay.
Not all of them, but some of them. Like the Sharia recognizes verbal contracts. If I say, actually, most transactions are verbal. Most. If I say here, I need to install a protective screen for my phone, right? And you say okay, and I tell you like it needs to be like the privacy screen, glass, not plastic. I give you the description. You install it. We don't have anything written between us to say I will pay you if you do 1, 2, 3. It's a verbal contract. When you go buy from grocery store, it's verbal contract.
But then there's a receipt that makes it real.
No, the receipt is proof of transaction.
Right.
The contract comes before the transaction. Like where you write, I will give you $5 and you give me like, let's say, chips and drinks.
That's my thing. Like if without the receipt makes it written. Like it proves that the contract existed, right? Versus like if you go to court, it's a he said she said type of like situation. But the Sharia like because I know in the Western courts it's like if I talked to my boss and they said they're giving this much and then they accepted it different. Like in the corporate world, right? Like verbal contracts are like very weak.
Unless they can be established or proven by witnesses or something, which is the same in Islamic the Sharia, because the Sharia does recognize the verbal contracts, but in times of conflict, the superiority is given to the one who has evidence. right? So if you cannot prove it, then the Sharia cannot do anything to you, and that's fair. Otherwise, it will be chaos. Everyone will just claim, he promised me this, he told me that. The Prophet ﷺ says, لو يعطى الناس بدعواهم لادعى رجال أموال قوم ودماءهم. If people were just to be given what they claim that they're entitled to, then people will just claim other people's money and even blood. Like they would kill others and say, oh, because he killed so and so. So لكن البينة على المدعي, evidence is required from the مدعي, which is the claimant. واليمين على من أنكر, and the oath is sufficient for the defendant. So let's say you come and say to the judge, we agreed that this person would mow the lawn for me in exchange for so and so payment, and for some reason you got fined, let's say, because I didn't do the job. I said, no, we never agreed to anything. Now the judge will say, do you have evidence to that agreement? I say no. So now the judge turns to me and say, are you willing to swear an oath by Allah that this is not true? If I say yes, khalas, that is sufficient legally in the Sharia to accept my statement. المعروف عرفا كالمشروط شرطا. It just says that whatever people are customarily agree on, it doesn't need to be stated verbally. مثلا, we mentioned this actually in one of the halaqat, I think maybe the first or second one. If I buy something that's defected, then it is known, it is the the custom or the practice of the people is that I am entitled to return it and get my money back. I don't need to write a contract in which I state, in the case of defected item or something, the buyer is entitled to return it within 3 days or whatever. Khalas, it is known. If it's defected, I can return it. Other examples also, in financial transactions generally, because it is known that when you go and buy something, you don't need to verbally acknowledge that you're buying this, and the seller is verbally acknowledging that he's receiving your money in exchange for it. Khalas, you go, you have a bottle of water, you give him $2, you take it and go. No words, no exchange of communication at all. It is the custom that you're going to a grocery store, you're going to buy things. That's the custom. So the custom here decided that the Sharia requires consent. The Sharia requires consent in any contract. If I want to buy something from you, I have to offer, I will pay you so and so for this, and you have to consent. There has to be that ijab and qabul. Just like in marriage, is ijab and qabul, right? But because it has become the custom of people that the consent is implied by me giving you the money and you taking it and giving me the product, without saying the consent, it's implied. So now the custom didn't cancel the consent, but changed its means.
So if the custom became that nikah is done by something else, then would it happen? Or
no, in nikah, wording are stated by the Sharia. The wording is stated, so we have to adhere to it. Also, we said al-aslu fil khitab al-haqiqa. The default in every speech is that it's intended literally, unless customarily something is known that it's intended for something else, then we go directly to the other meaning. يعني when we say so, oh, that guy is on fire, I don't go rush and call 911. Hey, come, put out the fire. No, it's halas. The custom has become that, oh, that guy is like, is really good, so he's on fire or something. So that's a customarily known expression.
So that wouldn't affect the being literal.
No, the default is still to go literal, but because the custom has become the popular use, the metaphor kind of became like the literal. where it is the to go to meaning. In the Sharia does that too. Salah means dua, but no one now says salah and means dua. So the second meaning actually becomes superior to the literal meaning. Same thing for siyam, for hajj. Each one of these words in the Arabic language means something else, but the other meaning became superior because it's so popular that it has become the original meaning, or substituting the original meaning. Also, al-kitabu kal-khitab, qaida. Al-kitabu kal-khitab, which means writing is like speaking. Writing is like speaking. In a communication setting, if I write to you something, it is as authoritative as me saying it. So if I send you a message and say, hey, I'm selling my car, $15,000. Do you want it? You say yes. When we meet, I don't need to say, can you just confirm you want to buy my car for no need for that. Khalas, the writing is as authoritative as the speaking, with one exception: implicit divorce. I don't know if it's the one exception, maybe the other exception, but that's the one I can think of now. Implicit divorce. We have explicit divorce and we have implicit divorce. Explicit divorce saying you are divorced.
That can happen through writing too, right?
There's khilaf. If explicit divorce through writing is considered explicit, or does the writing make it implicit? But implicit divorce definitely is not considered as speaking. You go and check the intention. Implicit divorce is like saying,
I never want to
sending message to your wife, go to your parents' house, or I never want to see you again, or you know what, I'm sick and tired of this marriage, just go home, just go to your parents. Now this could mean I'm divorcing you, or could mean you're just angry, you're just saying things. So that's called implicit, where you are divorced is not spoken. That sentence is the only explicit divorce is the sentence inti taliq. Aw fulana, by her name, is divorced. Not I will divorce. Yani I will in the future is not explicit divorce. But I do divorce my wife is explicit. My wife is divorced is also explicit. And so and so. So implicit divorce in writing is not accepted unless we verify the intention. Hey, when you said I may divorce or I will divorce my wife, what do you mean? Do you mean like you already divorced her? If he says yes, then she's divorced. As for explicit divorce, the Hanbali madhab is that no, it's not accepted directly. Why? This person could be sending a message to confirm or to remind himself or to discuss something. It's not necessarily that he wants the divorce. So we ask his intention. Hey, when you wrote this, what did you mean? Are you divorcing your wife?
What is it? Yes, I am.
Khalas, divorced immediately.
What's it?
Yes. We verify the intention. So once he writes it, it becomes implicit. The implicit divorce requires an intention. Once the intention is verified, the date of the implicit divorce is the date of the divorce takes effect.
So like, what if like a couple they say like, oh, well the guy like, okay, I don't want to be married to you, and I divorce you, but they don't do anything about it. Are they still like technically divorced?
The man is the one who controls the divorce. So the man is the one we ask, what did you divorce your wife or not?
Right, but let's say like they say like conflict comes up, but they actually never do anything about it. Right.
No, it's not like it's an understanding thing. No, divorce is a statement. You have to say you are divorced. So we asked the man, did you say it? No, he said something else. He said, I'm so sick of you. I'm gonna divorce you.
Right.
Okay, you said you're gonna. Did you?
Right.
We have to verify that from him.
What if somebody says, okay, I will divorce you, inshallah?
Then we ask him, did you divorce her already or not? Because I will is not divorce.
Yeah, in the future, yeah.
Yeah, in the future. But if he says, like, there is something called a talaq al-mashroot, conditioned divorce or contingent divorce. if you do so and so, you're divorced. Not I will divorce you. I will divorce you as a threat. You are divorced. This is a conditioned or conditional divorce. If the woman fulfills the condition, she is divorced. Like we had a case where the man said to her, if you step outside of this house, you're divorced.
Did she run?
She jumped. So is she divorced? They came us asking, and sometimes they do it just to antagonize the man.
Right.
You know, like that guy. Wallahi, if you don't cook me dinner, you're divorced. Not dinner. What are you gonna do? Yani, she could have easily made him like a cheese sandwich or something,
Yeah.
and just saved her marriage. But they're so stubborn and stupid that sometimes they lead to the destruction of their marriage.
Do you ever break out laughing in these cases?
Sometimes, yeah.
Like they're being serious. Like, I swear.
And that couple that came about like the dinner, we were all laughing about it here.
The husband and the divorcees were laughing.
They came looking for a solution to get back.
Was this the third time? I would have been surprised.
No, it's not the third time. One time we're like talking about violence, and I'm telling the man, you cannot hit your wife. It's not good. And even here, like you could get yourself in trouble. Your kids could get lost. He said, Sheikh, what are you talking about? She hits me. I don't hit her. So we're all ha laughing about here. You laugh sometimes, but rarely do you have them both together. Because usually when it's intense, you cannot have them both together.
Yeah, I'm curious, like, what happened to the jumping one?
Hmm?
He jumped out of the house. You asked him, I think you asked him for his
we
intention.
asked the man for his intention first.
You went, if you go out of the house.
Because if he says, if you step outside of this house, and his intention, if you leave the house in any way, and even if she left through the window, she's still divorced. But if he meant literally step,
okay, he probably meant out of the house.
yes, outside the house. So that divorce happened.
Oh, wow.
But alhamdulillah, I wasn't the first one, the last one.
Man, I think, like, if I get, inshallah, I get married, I'm just gonna, like, just ban that word from your tongue.
Yeah?
It's not worth it.
Sometimes, most guys say, Wallahi, I don't know if I said it. Like, they get so angry, they don't even know they said it. So
I heard that doesn't happen though, because it's
rarely, it's not true.
No. Like if he says like your thought, but he's in a state of like so much anger he doesn't even know what he's saying.
Yeah, that's called al-talaq fi al-ighlaq. Al-ighlaq is a state of mind where you actually become insane.
Yeah,
you lose your sanity, and they measure it. They say it's a state of anger where you get so violent and so angry. If you saw your child in front of you, you may kill him because you don't recognize him. But who gets to that level of anger? Very, very few people.
Yeah.
Most people say, oh, I was angry, it doesn't count. No, it's ighlaq. It's not just anger. It's a state of, like, anger is so much that you completely lose your sanity.
Yeah. We mentioned if he has a condition, if you do 1, 2, 3, you're divorced. Let's say the wife does it or the husband does it, but neither of them know that they did it. Are they committing zina? If they were to
How do neither of them know?
مثلا, Ali and Fatima are married. Ali tells Fatima, if you, smoke cigarettes again, you're divorced. So Ali goes to work and Fatima smokes. Ali comes back and doesn't know that she smoked.
Okay.
Assalamu alaikum, habibti. They were together, they do whatever. Is this guy committing zina because she smokes it?
But how do they both not know? I understand Ali doesn't.
No, Fatima knows, obviously.
You said neither of them know.
No. I gave you two different scenarios. مثلا, the husband placed a condition and the wife placed a condition. I was just trying to be gender neutral.
Okay, either of them.
No, like either like.
Okay.
The wife can't put a condition to divorce. Only the husband can divorce.
The wife can't divorce, really.
How will she divorce?
If the man doesn't pray, the man is like
What does she do?
she divorces him.
How?
What do you mean?
You can't just say Ali, like your father. That's only for the guy.
Divorce is in the hands of the man only. The wife cannot divorce. The wife can come to the masjid and request the masjid to divorce her, but she cannot divorce by herself.
So we'll do the man only. The man placed the condition on the woman.
The woman has to tell him. If she doesn't, they're not doing zina because she's just a divorced wife. Like during the iddah, she's still his wife, unless that was the third divorce.
Or after the addition.
Hmm?
The iddah finishes.
Well, she did the condition, right?
Yeah.
Iddah started. He came at the end of the day. They had intimate relations.
Okay, but she never told him, and he never even knew.
Khalas, the divorce was revoked by the intimate relations.
Third time.
The divorce is revoked by intimate relation?
Yes,
Oh.
divorce is revoked by any act that implies marriage.
Okay.
You don't need to say Raja'atuk.
Nope,
Like-
just by having relations or a hug or a kiss.
No way.
Yes,
Oh, that's easy.
anything that implies intimacy.
But do both of them have to have that niyyah?
Nope.
Or
The woman is not consent or intention is not required, neither in the divorce nor in the
And
retraction.
then the husband.
The husband is required, yes,
Yes.
but no niyyah is needed.
Wait.
And intimate acts are retraction of divorce.
Uh-huh.
So I'll give you two more scenarios.
Yeah,
They do
but
that.
so in the third divorce,
They do the iddah,
Mm.
and then she smokes again. Is this the second divorce?
la khalas.
Okay.
Once the condition is fulfilled, that whole divorce is done.
Mm.
With it,
Unless he says, so in fiqh, this is chapter of divorce is fairly technical. I think it's here, third volume of this book. So, in the chapter of divorce, because of these situations, they get very, very technical to the point they go into the words and the letters in the expression of divorce. So, where is it? Yes, here, look. Let me see if they have it in the live. But it's not very clear. Anyway, they list in إذا متى أي من كلما. These prepositions imply different things. So if he says in or إذا, it implies if, one time. Okay? Mata, whenever. So every time.
I see.
Okay? Ayun, like there are multiple acts, whichever one nullifies the marriage. Man, about who? Someone. Kullama, every time. So this is a repeated acts, right? So kullama, for example, every time you leave the house, you're divorced. So she leaves the house today, and then she comes back. She's divorced. One divorce. The husband and the wife have intimate relations. That divorce is revoked. Tomorrow she leaves the house, second divorce. Unless at some point the man cancels that condition, because he has the authority to cancel the condition at any point. He can just say, you know what, khalas, she can leave the house. It is his authority. So it depends on the wording and the intention.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, now that's one scenario. Now this last scenario,
Mm.
it is a third divorce.
Mm.
Wife doesn't tell him. What happens?
She's sinful, he's not.
So she's committing zina.
Yes,
I don't
she is committing zina. Yeah.
know.
Because this man is not her husband. He doesn't know it, but she does. It's
So
like if she tells him he marries her, and she's already married to another man from whom she wasn't divorced, and she doesn't tell the new husband, she's committing zina. He's not.
But what if the woman's like, this guy, he just said it, yani, heck, yani, حيوانات, يعني.
They go to a sheikh, or
لا, يعني, she's thinking this. She's like, oh, he's not
yeah, I know. In that case, they go to the mufti, tell him the story, and he judges.
No,
If-
but the man still doesn't know. In her mind, she's not doing anything wrong.
I know. I'm saying that as when they come to say, oh, this has been happening for so long, am I sinful? Is this good?
I see.
They go to the sheikh, they tell him the story, and then he judges according to the circumstance. Here in Windsor, we don't have one person to rule fatwa on these masail. We have an entire committee, so that yes, that yani, because these masail again pertain to the honor, and you have to be very careful with these things. Read my master's thesis. It actually explains a bit on those things.
Your thesis is in like too complicated English. I can't even understand what I'm reading.
No, it's not that.
I don't know. It's
I've never heard.
Hmm?
Never heard. Where can I find it?
It's in the chat.
The institute, WhatsApp group, the main announcement group, not
Wait,
the.
you typed the all by hand.
Yes.
Not an inch of ChatGPT.
What was
Not a
before
word.
that?
That's right.
No, I did use ChatGPT's help to refine the tone.
Uh-huh.
No, everything is my effort. I actually translated from Arabic to English. I would go through all of these books. Yani, my Rawd al-Murbi' here, that's like, if you guys came to me when I was doing the master's thesis here,
Yes, I seen you.
I had like piles of books.
Remember that.
I was reading through all of these books to get the information out, and I would translate it to English. But then, because I'm writing so fast, I would have ChatGPT spell check, grammar, the structure, the stuff. Sometimes refine the tone, like make the language more clear or something like that. Yeah.
I see.
Jeff, do you have permission to feed your thesis to ChatGPT?
What's that?
Do we have permission to feed your thesis to ChatGPT or any?
Send it to ChatGPT.
Yeah.
For what?
Like, do I have your like? Can I get like? Do I have your consent to do that?
Yeah. To do what? For what
For
purpose?
the understanding.
To understand it?
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Jeff, where's your master's from?
Yeah. Minnesota.
Mm-hmm. You're a teacher there, right?
Yes.
Online.
Online. Yeah.
Professor.
Hmm?
Professor.
No, I'm not a professor.
Are you getting your
It's
PhD?
called faculty something. Huh?
Are you getting your PhD?
I'm thinking about it. It's gonna take a long time and a lot of money. So if I'm gonna commit, I'm gonna commit.
But like, what would you use it for?
I'm thinking either continue in family law or I'm tempted to go to Islamic finance.
No, but like what? Like, okay, you get it, inshallah. Then what happens? Like, what do you get?
It gives you more access, more credibility.
I mean, you're already teaching in a jamia.
Yeah, but you can teach in more places
You can
with
teach in
this.
like not Islamic jamia.
No. Only Islamic Jamiat. Like I can, but I don't want to. But this one gives you access to other universities and gives you credibility. You can publish research. You can join councils or like organizations of scholarly nature. All of that is PhD is required for it. So it's a good thing, but it takes at least 3-4 years.
What?
And it costs, depends on the jamia, up to $50,000.
Well, Sheikh, our Muslim community here needs like structured way of finance. Everything is
Thing is, I don't agree with most of the views about Islamic finance here. If I go into Islamic finance, people are not going to like what I have to say.
that's the thing. Change what's happening.
When I did the khutbah in Ramadan, people were on fire, not the good way.
Which one?
Huh?
Which one?
The last khutbah in Ramadan,
Other than
it was about Islamic finance.
Okay,
And-
but Sheikh, why are you talking about Islamic finance in Ramadan?
Think about it. I think it's the perfect time.
I think it's not because people are like,
People are used to the usual routine.
it's Jum'ah, Sheikh.
Talk about Ramadan is here, it's gonna end soon, you have to make the most of it, and then at the end of Ramadan is almost gone, say goodbye or bid farewell to Ramadan with more ibadat. That's what we do every time. And we're talking about this during the khawatir anyway. Every night we have a khatir that speaks about this, right? But in Jumu'ah, you get something you don't get at any other time throughout the year. Jumu'ah and Ramadan, you get access to people who never come to the masjid. So my question is, if you don't talk to these people about these things now, when will you? And when will you get even access to them again? They don't even come to Jumu'ah outside of Ramadan, let alone to come for regular salawat. So that access is a golden opportunity. Yes, you could give them reminders and so, but you could give it to them at Taraweeh.
I know.
Or
what are
Asr.
you gonna say in the 15-minute Jum'ah? khutbah?
What I did, I did one Jumu'ah about youth, one Jumu'ah about women, one Jumu'ah about Islamic finance, and one about, what was it? I forgot. But it was 4 major topics in the community. Family, yes. So 4 major topics in the community, and
No.
we were strong in the language.
I remember.
Yeah,
Yes.
to make the message reach. Some people came to me and said, "Khalas, say everything is haram." I told them, "Wallah, if you live your life haram, everything in your life is haram. Alhamdulillah, my life is good. Everything is my life is halal." So, but anyway, you have to get the message across. Right, let's go back so we can finish. We're almost actually done. We'll take one more qaida that's subsequent to the al-ada muhakkama. Yeah, before that, one more requirement to the conditions of the ada. We said it has to be in adherence to the Sharia, addresses what the text doesn't address, does not, and it is popular and for everyone. Fourth one, that the urf must precede the act which requires the hukum. Meaning, we cannot have something happens, and then the urf is established after this thing happened, and then say because of this urf we're going to rule on. No.
What?
When it happened, that urf, that custom was not established yet. Therefore, its authority does not go backwards. It applies onwards.
Can you give us an example?
Yeah, for example, let's say, just hypothetically, that the age of menstruation for women was 12 or 7. Let's say 7, right? And no, let's say 12. The age was 12 until the year 2020.
The average age or the minimum age?
The minimum age, right? Everyone practice this, is that at 12, before 12, no girl will have her period.
Mhm.
Then in 2026, we find multiple people, multiple families in some region, because the environment is different, people mature and develop early, so we find them having their period at 7, 5 years earlier than that, right? Do we go to the people before this was established, whose girls are like 9 and 8, and say to them, okay, your girls now are pubescent because of that
No.
custom? No, we don't go backwards.
Yes.
We apply onwards. That kind of the...
Let's see.
Sheikh Aisha was 9.
What's that?
Well, just when people are talking Islam.
Yes, everything in the Sharia that is mentioned undefined and linguistically we don't find anything to define it, by default we go to urf. So urf is not like one of the options. No, it is the next step. It is the authoritative next step.
Sheikh, if something is makruh, I heard there's a qaida, I don't know if this is a real qaida. I heard karahatu tazulu bi adna haja. Do you know of that? Have you heard of that?
Yes.
So, is urf, like, does urf outweigh a makruh?
Yes. For example, the isbal,
Yeah.
where your clothes go beyond your ankles, right? When the Sahaba went to Asham, they found that the Romans only revered, feared, and respected the people who wear certain set of clothing. So when they go negotiate with them, they would wear it. Umar ibn Khattab radiallahu anhu came from Medina to Al-Jabiyah, and he met Abu Ubaidah and other Sahaba wearing those clothes that the Arabs are not used to them. So he's like, the dunya has intoxicated you, speaking to Abu Ubaidah. They told him, no, but it's the urf of this part of the world that if you don't dress in this way, they don't respect you. Therefore, they won't fear us. They won't allow us to, deliver the da'wah. So it's the urf that led them to wear certain types of clothing. Today, isbal is not related to arrogance.
Mhm.
That leads some of the ulama to say actually there's no karaha at all. From before the khilaf is hurma and karaha. Now they say that even the karaha is not there because there is no arrogance. It's just the urf of people. So that could be an application of what you say, which is that al-karaha tazulu ma'a adna haja. However, this is according to those who say it's makruh. If you follow the opinion that it's haram, then haram cannot be overruled by urf. Yeah.
Is it true that when Abu Bakr was dying and he would eat and food would come out of his intestines?
Umar.
Oh, it was Umar.
Yes.
And one of his last things was telling a man to lift his pants from his ankle. Is this true?
Yes, in his dying bed.
Yes. Like I've seen a man, and like one of the last things he said was like
in his deathbed that he asked, I think it's forgot one of the Sahaba, maybe Ibn Umar or someone else, to lift up or roll up his pants. The last قاعدة الأصل في العادات العفو. الأصل في العادات العفو.
It's another. No.
It is like اليقين لا يزول بالشك. This is a قاعدة similar to it. الأصل في العادات العفو, which means customs by default are permissible. We don't go and say this is a custom, let's wait and see if the Sharia approves it. No, by default it's approved unless there is something in the Sharia that contradicts it, then we prohibit it. Yeah, so we don't have to investigate the permissibility of customs. They are permissible by default, but we do have to investigate if there's anything that's against it in the Sharia. الأصل في العادات العفو. That's the last major qaida. I think we will settle for the major qawa'id here in this dawrah, because what Dr. Anwar Jazakallah khair is mentioning here is actually some qawa'id that some of them are related to the major, some of them are not, but they're more advanced than this one. Al-Kharaj bil-Daman. You need to understand what Kharaj is, what Daman. You need to understand a lot of things from Islamic finance before you can understand this qaida. Al-Ijtihad la yunqadu bil-Ijtihad. This is the first qaida he mentions. And we studied that during the Madahib, introduction to the four Madahib Dawrah, which is that Ijtihad, meaning matters that are concluded through reasoning, not through text. That ruling cannot be overruled by someone else's reasoning. There is no ayah or hadith that says the ruling of this thing. I do my own reasoning, qiyas, and try to go to the Salaf and the Sahaba, and I find through reasoning that it's haram. This is my conclusion. You find that it's halal, your conclusion. Neither of us is superior to the other because none of us have ayah or hadith. We both reached to this conclusion through ijtihad. So al-ijtihadu la yunqadu bil-ijtihad. But if your research led you to discover a hadith, for example, where that one I didn't hear of and I didn't find, then it's no longer ijtihad, yours. Yours is actually nas, clear. So now yours is superior. إذا اجتمع الحلال والحرام وغلب الحرام, يعني that actually requires some explanation, which is if there is something that's mixed between halal and haram, we give the dominance to the haram, not to the halal, regardless of percentage. Tabi' is important, but we got a tabi', right?
I've heard it. Right now on this thing?
No?
Right now on this?
Not today, but in one of the classes before.
I believe so.
Tabi', it's a qaida. It's تبعا which قاعدة? We have أمور مقاصدها اليقين لا يزول. I think اليقين لا يزول بالشك, maybe.
Can you explain it in like one sentence?
التابع is whatever is subservient to something takes the rulings of the original matter. يعني مثلا, let's say we slaughtered a cow and the cow was pregnant. We didn't know. When we started killing the cow, cutting the cow, we found a calf, a baby, and it's dead. Do we eat it or do we throw it? So as long as the calf was inside the mum, it's tabi'. It's a follower, and it takes the rulings of the mother, and the mother is halal, so the baby is halal. You can eat it as well.
Why wouldn't it be halal though? Like even
It's
if,
dead.
I know, but like, actually, I can't eat that.
يعني usually if you find a dead animal, it's dead, it's haram. But because here in this case it's tabi', then it takes the ahkam of the tabi'. يعني مثلا, let's say I sell you my car, then the spare tire in the car is with the car. The safety equipment, I don't sell it separately, it comes with the car. You buy a land and you discover a treasure or gold in it.
It's yours?
It's yours under certain conditions and not yours under others. It's yours if the person who owned the land didn't even know about it. So he sold you the land, whatever is in the land is yours. But if he hid it and forgot about it and remembered later, then you have to give it back to him because he didn't sell you.
How can you know? You can just say, "Oh, I put it there."
He could.
Did you forget anything?
Probably he would come and ask for it or something.
Or just say where.
That was a big problem in Lebanon.
Mm.
People like could find the stuff under their land.
Yeah.
This was very recent. It was in like the villages near us, and they would take it, and somebody would tell somebody, and the Lebanese government instantly sends like people to.
Yeah.
And people are
In
detained.
Saudi, they used to discover oil underneath their homes. In some regions, oil was like so. I don't know how it came to be superficial. I think maybe as effect of the oil, like the wells around or the digging of the oil. But sometimes they would dig for something, they find oil. The government will come and seize it as well. In Sudan, if you discover gold, the government will come and take it from you. But because that caused major conflicts, the government allowed the Sudanese people to go and explore and find gold, and it's yours, but you cannot sell it to anyone besides the government.
Oh.
So they don't take it, they buy it, but you're not allowed to sell it to anyone else.
I feel like you could sell it on the black market. How would anybody know?
Then you're a criminal, you'll be arrested. And this is considered a national security matter, so they're actually very strict about it. Gold is one of the major natural resources of Sudan. So if you go and open a channel to someone else, then Sudan loses a major strategic power. Al-Khuruj min al-Khilaf mustahab, that's an important qaida, which is if there's a chance to leave or avoid the difference of opinion by selecting the opinion that is more safe, then it is mustahab to follow it. Why are you smiling?
What do you think? No idea.
No.
Do you remember the discussion we had in Omar's house?
Omar?
No. About the takfir in the same time.
Oh, yeah, but I explained to you then that al-Khuruj min al-Khilaf mustahab if it doesn't lead you, if the option you choose has no consequence. And I mentioned to you there are 5 ahkam in usul al-fiqh, right? In fiqh. We have wajib, mustahab, mubah, makruh, haram. If there is difference of opinion between halal and haram, then by going to the opinion of haram and avoiding doing this thing, you're avoiding the difference of opinion. That's mustahab. But if it's between wajib and haram, you have to choose one of the opinions, because whichever one we choose, the other one will condemn you. Unlike halal and haram. Halal and haram, the one who says it's halal, if you say it's haram and don't do it, no one's going to blame you. It's halal, but you're not doing it. So what? If it's wajib and you're not doing it, then you're sinful. And if it is haram and you're doing it, you're sinful. Either way, there is no way to avoid the difference of opinion. You're going to pick one that's no safe opinions here.
Who said doing it in your sense is wajib?
Now?
Who said doing it in your sense is wajib?
Doing them in general is wajib.
Takbir?
No, not the takbir. I'm just giving you an example of scenarios where there is no way to avoid the khilaf. This qaida wouldn't apply. Okay?
Right.
Same thing to makruh and mustahab and other examples. In the one you were doing the takbir is sunnah or no, I'm just saying doing the takbir is sunnah or bid'ah. It's not saying yeah, of course, yeah. It's not saying that one is saying it's bid'ah and one is saying it's halal. They don't say okay, avoid the khilaf. But sunnah and bid'ah, that means sunnah and haram. Either I'm sinful for doing the bid'ah or I'm sinful for forfeiting the sunnah. If the correct opinion here is that it's sunnah, then I'm not doing the sunnah. I'm losing lots of ajr.
Well, you can still do it yourself.
Huh?
You can still do it yourself.
No. We know that. No one disagree about that.
Right.
Doing it yourself. We're saying if doing it in groups is sunnah, then by not doing it, I'm missing the sunnah. Sunnah on the day of Eid.
Right, I don't agree with that premise though.
How?
Because you're saying, no, I'm giving this premise. You're saying that if I don't do it in a group, I'm missing out on the sunnah.
Yeah.
It's incorrect. Because you could doing it by yourself is sunnah. Don't you agree?
That's like saying if you don't pray tarawih, if you pray tarawih at home, it's the same as praying it in the masjid.
No,
It's the same thing.
the same shit.
No, we're assuming, and I'm not saying you should believe this, but we're assuming that the takbir in group is sunnah. Just hypothetically. Under this assumption, I'm not doing the sunnah. I'm doing another sunnah, but I'm leaving the special sunnah of Eid. Is that correct?
We'll agree to disagree.
No, there's no agree to disagree, man. What are you disagreeing about?
We spoke until Fajr.
Huh?
I don't think that we're gonna. Yeah.
I don't understand what's the confusion here.
No, honestly,
Look.
that's exactly what I'm thinking.
No, but I feel like you're not.
Are you guys getting what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, but I feel like you're not.
We're referring to the audience.
No, I'm just making sure that what I'm saying is clear. It's not like
No,
communication
it's-
problem.
It's
I
clear.
think you have a biased
No.
perspective. that's
Yeah.
inhibiting you.
I don't have anything to
In
do
your
with
mind,
it.
it's hard to acknowledge that doing the takbir in group is sunnah, which I understand.
How
But
how did you come to that conclusion?
There's lots of
because
stuff on it.
you fail to relate to what I'm saying.
I feel to relate to what you're saying.
You fail to relate to what I'm saying.
Okay.
Okay, what I'm saying is hypothetically, and even under that hypothesis, you can't bear the idea. So you keep reflecting on the bid'ah side.
How I'm granting
Look,
sunnah. I'm granting it's sunnah.
these two, it's two opinions, right? There's no third one.
Yeah.
One says bid'ah, one says sunnah,
Right.
about the same act, right? If it's bid'ah and I do it, I'm sinful.
Right.
It's haram, right? If it's not bid'ah and I don't do it, what happens?
And you don't do the takbir
Yes,
in unison,
yes, I do it by myself.
you're getting ajr for following the sunnah.
Yes, but what about the takbir in group? I missed it.
With the premise that it is bid'ah.
No. We said if it's bid'ah, it's haram, khalas, it's good that I didn't do it, right?
Yeah.
But let's say it's not bid'ah. Let's say it is sunnah actually,
Right.
and I did not do it.
If it is actually sunnah and you didn't actually do it
Yes,
and you did it yourself, you did it another sunnah. But now we're gonna.
I did a different sunnah.
Now we're gonna have to compare the.
I'm not asking the different sunnah. I'm asking about this sunnah. I just didn't do it.
You didn't do it at all.
No, I did the different sunnah, which is the single individual takbir,
No.
but I missed on the special sunnah of Eid, which is the group takbir, assuming it's sunnah.
And you established that it is sunnah.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Then you missed
Then
out.
what? I missed sunnah, right?
Right. Yeah.
So there is
How
no
I feel-
safe. No, you're failing to understand that because in
I just showed you.
in your opinion or in your mind, leaving the sunnah is safe, which is not.
No, that's such a dishonest.
No, it's
That's
not
such a-
dishonest.
How could you say that?
Because the whole thing is about saying, you just said that al-khuruj min khilaf mustahab, so you should just assume it's bid'ah and leave the khilaf, right? But I'm not leaving the khilaf here.
No. I didn't say assume it's bid'ah.
Mm.
We've looked at the dalil and we've came to we've came to the conclusion that there's no clear-cut dalil
Yes.
to do in unison. صح?
Okay, good.
Oh, yeah, I got you.
And in the same voice, starting at the same time.
فيكبرنا بتكبيرهم.
Okay, this is interpreted by different ulama.
Let's not go into the delays. I just want to weigh between the two opinions being under خروج من الخلاف مستحب. Avoiding the khilaf is encouraged.
Wallah, I'm telling you, inshallah we won't get anywhere. I don't want to be held accountable, but we already spoke for 3 hours.
Yeah.
The akhi over here, I think he wasn't listening. But we already went over this dalil. You were there with us, صح?
No, I left early.
Oh, subhanallah. Forgive me. المهم, I think we'll just agree to disagree.
I'll give you one more.
There's no dalil.
الإمام الشافعي قال الإمام
We know
الشافعي
all this. We know.
رحمه الله في الأم
We spoke about all of them.
إذا رأوا هلال شوال أحببت أن يكبر الناس جماعة وفرادى في المسجد.
We've established all these that it's not in the same voice, same starting when they start, stopping when they stop, same rhythm and whatnot. Can you prove any of these?
No, we got what you're saying.
The asl is that they did, but they stopped when they stopped.
No, but can you prove that they did it in the same
The
time?
burden of proof is the burden of proof.
Guys, we're not discussing this mas'ala right now. The only thing we're discussing right now was al-khuruj min khilaf mustahab. Does it apply to this case?
I would say it's I could be mistaken.
How? We just established it doesn't.
No, you established it because
You agreed.
no, with your premise that it is sunnah.
Well, that's the whole idea of al-khuruj min khilaf mustahab.
Okay, خلاص.
Yeah.
I'm wrong.
So you don't understand the qaida. I think that's the point.
I don't understand that.
Okay, But any questions?
No, but just a comment. Sheikh, Jazakallah khair. Wallah, when we were waiting for what Dawra to do, I was a little bit, I'd say, frustrated that we chose this because I wanted to do a hadith. Aqidah, not so much. Yeah, it's not a big deal, but hadith. But this, subhanAllah, I told my mom about this Dawra, like how much I loved it. Wallahi, Jazakallah khair. It was truly a.
What did your mom say?
She actually wanted to talk to you. I don't know if she got the thing that I was praising her. Right? It was more the Dawra itself, but.
Mother of Abu Hanifa.
No.
When Abu Hanifa was studying with his sheikh, she wanted to talk to him, but she wanted to talk to him to rebuke him for wasting Abu Hanifa's time.
No.
So he was gonna say, "Wahhabi."
She wanted to ask you things.
Yeah.
She had questions. But no, this actually wanted me to I've always been thinking about studying law, Sharia, but this even helped me a lot more. So alhamdulillah.
Sharia law is actually very beautiful.
It's very, very interesting.
And it's misrepresented here in the West, but it's actually very beautiful.
And I like refuting my sheikh in different matters.
Who's your sheikh?
You are.
Oh, refuting my sheikh?
I made a joke how I refuted you today.
Oh, I know. It's okay. And when you study, you're supposed to debate. Abu Hanifa used to debate with his students. Imam Malik didn't have so much, but Shafi'i would discuss with his students. So this is a setting of ilm. That's why you don't say Allahu A'lam. That's if someone asks you for a fatwa. But when you study, you don't say, oh, Allahu A'lam. That's not an answer. You're supposed to stimulate your intellectual ability to try to analyze and understand and so. Someone said the conversation isn't about dalil though. The situation is being used as an example of the maxim. Right? I know. Tell him.
Explain what you just said.
We're not talking about is doing takbir sunnah or bid'ah.
Who brought the dalil?
We're just saying that.
Because exactly. Who brought the dalil?
No, he's not commenting on what Bilal said.
He is doing commenting on Bilal.
No.
I didn't bring one dalil. I said he started listening off the dalil on his phone.
You started talking about dalil, by the way.
I said we've looked at the dalil. I just mentioned it. I didn't actually dive in.
Yeah, but anyway, the whole idea is talking about the maxim here. Yes. Yeah. So whoever you are,
That's what I said.
Abian, what?
You're commenting on your own life.
AB any means, I think. Abiani means or something like that. Who are you? Is ISA capital, then by any means, Isa by any means. Okay, yeah. I just got it. You guys are complicating names, Allah. It's Isaiah. Okay, I see. Yeah.
Were you the guy? Did you ever play Kahoot when you were younger at school?
No, I learned about Kahoot here. That's why I love it so much. Yeah.
You should do a Kahoot for for this halaqah.
Yeah. The problem is, if I do Kahoot, I'm gonna play it as well.
Okay.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
I forgot what the Aqidah was, the Qaida was. I think it was something about purchasing things they are unaware of, like mystery prizes. And then you start talking about like, loot boxes and like things like that. So like, would the purchases of like trading cards or like purchase of like when you're playing a game and there's like a FIFA, you're opening a pack, like would that be haram? If you don't know the content.
The rule here is about something called gharar. Gharar means ambiguity. You cannot pay money to buy something you don't know what it even is or how much it is. So mystery boxes are haram. Why? Because you don't know what's in it.
Right.
That's gharar.
Is it about value or is it literally about?
It's about the ambiguity. What you're buying has to be identified,
Like for
and
instance,
how much you're paying has to be identified.
like he was saying, like
Trading
Pokemon cards.
Yeah.
Do you know what those are?
Yeah, but
Like you open a pack and they're all like,
yes.
same value.
You know how I remember this. We used to have in FIFA, you would buy a package, and in this package you'd have players.
Yeah, you get like team of the year. And, like,
Yes.
boss. It's like
And it could be
$1
like the best or the worst or
Yes,
something,
it's
right?
like that.
But you pay money for it, right? That's haram because it's gharar. Not to mention, there's a whole debate about buying, like paying for digital games.
Well, let's say it's not digital. Let's say it's physical.
Hmm?
Buy cards. Buy actual cards.
For a digital game.
No, like Pokemon. Like
Do
people,
you know what Pokemon is?
people,
Huh?
Do you know what Pokemon is?
I know, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, it's
What do you think? How old do you think I am?
It's like that. Sir. It's
Yeah.
Like, it's like
No, I get the idea, but it's still like a game. It's the idea of because remember we said mal. Definition of mal is what? It's something that's. Was this in this class?
Yes.
Yeah.
Definition of mal is that something that's respected and of recognized value in the Sharia, right? Are digital games or video games or games in general, are they respected and of recognized value? I'm not talking as an innocent. I've actually spent quite some money on games. That's before the Tawbah, you know. Before I learned about this hukum, yani. But I do think that it's not mal,
But
so
wait,
you're paying.
And that same like thing, you can't buy toys because they're not respected.
No, toys, physical toys have some significance to them, right?
But these are digital toys.
But like I used to play this game, and you would pay an significant sum of money for like missiles and paints and stuff. Or like it's a role playing games.
Valorant?
No, it's a role playing games. But that in that game, it's like thousands.
3 to 1.
Over 2 years, I've spent like I don't want to mention how much, like it's like a lot, right? But and I'm looking at it, I still have those things. At the time, they meant a lot to me, right?
Yeah.
Because we could win wars. We go into these competitions. We have like squads, and the two, yeah, huh? No, I didn't like this. It's called Sky Warriors. It's this role playing game. Anyway, so in that game, and most of the players were from the US, and they would pay heavy. Actually, the South Koreans, either they're hacking the game or they're actually paying for it, but they get the best always. The top names world, like they have a global list.
Yeah.
The top names are also always South Koreans, but it's only if you pay. If you don't pay, you can still play, but you're easily killed because you need to build your armor, and if the missile is stronger than your armor, it will kill you, and it's always stronger unless you buy something. So the designers of the game actually they're very smart, made it so that you pay more and more and more the more you play.
But why would that be haram?
Because I'm not buying anything.
Yeah, you're buying like let's say for fun. So that's if you go to like a
What I'm paying for
Yeah.
is not real.
but you're paying for an experience.
It's an exchange. It's still an exchange. You pay
Again,
to
I'm not
get-
giving fatwa.
No,
I'm
I
just
know,
saying
but-
that to
But what's
me,
the argument?
the argument is that what you're paying for is not mal.
You're not. Why would you buy mal? You're buying something.
Like saying that there's nothing.
No, tijara is exchange of mal.
Yes.
Cash for food. That's mal. This is mal.
But there's also cash for, and if, like I pay you cash, you take me on the taxi. Doesn't mean that you're giving me something.
That's service.
Service.
You can pay for service.
Yeah.
They're not giving me service. They're giving me like fake paint of a fake plane, over fake missiles and
But it's service
ammo.
it's service of enjoyment. It's
Huh?
entertainment.
Maybe again that needs to be looked at.
Yeah,
Allahu alam, yani. Just like cryptocurrency.
No, cryptocurrency is different. Completely different shit.
but is it halal or haram?
Well, I'm not gonna touch it. No, but and
Keep
imagine you have Sudani currency. I don't know how good the Sudani currency. I don't imagine it's
Really
like
bad.
Okay. Imagine you went right now and you said, okay, because the currency is so high, like I'll give you Lebanese currency. Lebanese currency 100,000 is almost $1.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I'm gonna go buy 1 million Lebanese currency. It's $10. And then inshallah, ya Rab, the Lebanese currency it becomes like the American dollar. So now from $10, I would have made $1 million.
Yeah, but what you're missing here is that both Lebanese and US dollars are balanced by gold.
Okay.
When you're buying $10 worth of Lebanese currency, you're not actually buying Lebanese currency.
You're exchanging.
You're exchanging $10 worth of gold to $10 worth of gold in Lebanon. So the gold is always the translation of the value of the wealth. That's why cryptocurrency, there's khilaf between majalis of fiqh in the world today. Is it halal or not? Because is it the only form of wealth that Islam recognizes as cash, as money, is gold and silver. Okay. Is it matched by that? No, it's actually created to be independent from the gold and silver. Then cryptocurrency, it depends. Bitcoin is not the same as Dogecoin, for example, or other. And some of them have open source. So it's a lot more complicated. You need to be much more technical to understand what it is and then base a hukum on it. That's why I don't answer about cryptocurrency or crypto trading.
I wonder what Dr. Hatton has to say.
Good question. I never really looked into it. I know the majalis of fiqh, this was 5 years ago. So when I looked into it in the Middle East, they were saying, we don't know.
Really?
But at the time, cryptocurrency was still unclear, and there were many currencies that were coming up as well.
Most mashaykh say, I don't know.
It's a really difficult question. Yeah, it's not as simple as you think. The whole money, cash, is disagreed upon.
Yeah.
That's in itself, because it's a substitute of gold and silver. And it's a scam by the US government when they fooled the world. Was it called? Something shock. Like they shocked the world. At some year, they just came to the world and said, you know what? All the gold you gave us? Yeah. They told the world, give us your gold and we will give you cash and we'll guarantee your gold. It's guaranteed. Then at some point, they told the world, you know what? We don't have anything for you. And that kind of shocked the world. They call it something shock. I forgot the name. Something shock. They named it after the president or the treasury or something. Then the world started depending on cash. This was 100 years ago or even more. The world started depending on cash more. And since that day, cash became more often. Before that, people were using gold and silver as well. So is cash halal? Yes, nowadays it has become halal, of course, but the whole idea of cash itself was in dispute, let alone a substitute of cash.
Nixon shock.
Nixon shock, yes, the Nixon shock.
That was 1971. Are you serious?
71?
My
I
dad.
thought it was 100 years.
No,
Wow.
There's no way they were using
My
gold.
father, my father in Syria, he remembers till now. When he was little, they used to tell them, give us this gold and silver because after this date, it will be worthless, by the way. You need to get cash now.
Yeah. So I don't know if they were using cash back then. I don't think so. In Sudan, they still show us the golden coins and silver coins and so.
But there's no way, Sheikh. You can see that, you can go and find bills that are 100 years old.
I think maybe cash wasn't dominant and became dominant after something happened. But the Nixon shock actually changed.
It says the historic event is known as Nixon shock. In 1971, President Richard Nixon unilaterally ended the convertibility of U.S. dollars into gold. Before this, under the post-World War II agreement, foreign countries could trade their U.S. dollars for gold at a fixed rate of $35 an ounce. Nixon's actions effectively severed the last major link between global paper money and physical gold, launching the modern flat currency system.
Yeah. See. It wasn't invented currency, but forced them to depend fully on currency and not on gold. Anyway, we have people, mashallah, 4 hours online now. Any other questions before we close the stream?
They don't have to do I got a question. It'll be on Nia because earlier, I think to how Fatih mentioned that when you go to Salah, you don't have to just the takbir itself.
You don't need to remember the Salah.
Right.
Or that the fact that you came to the Salah is enough intention. الأمور بمقاصدها. That intention was established not when you started the salah, but when you were coming to the salah, and that was sufficient.
You have to have what salah you're coming to. Can't be like
Yeah, but like if I'm leaving my home at dhuhr time, I'm not intending maghrib, obviously.
Sometimes you do until asr.
But
Yeah?
because I remember earlier,
That's rare, but if it happens, then correct your intention. Yes.
most people, most imams, like, I think even you, when you talk about niyyah, like when we do talk about niyyah, it's always like you gotta be specific, you gotta be like.
No,
100%.
that's shaitan comes to put waswasa in your mind based on that, which is that, oh, did you do the intention right? By default, you did. You didn't come to the masjid.
So what about like Psalm? Like,
Sawm, you have to just establish the intention of Sawm from the night before, because every night, every day is a separate
but
ibadah.
does it have to be like specific and exact?
No, like when you have iftar, are you thinking that tomorrow I'm gonna fast again?
Yeah.
Khlas, that's intention.
Do you have to like mention that? Okay, tomorrow, like first thing, like it'll be the fast on Ramadan.
No,
on this
nothing. Just siyam. Just siyam.
Yeah, if you have to do fard or nafil.
You don't have to. It's يعني you're Ramadan.
Yeah.
Who's gonna fast like Ashura in Ramadan?
No,
Like
but-
no one, right?
Yes,
So, but if you're fasting in Ramadan, your siyam is fard by default. No one does nafil in Ramadan because you cannot. If you if you intend to do nafil siyam in Ramadan, you will fail to do so.
Yeah.
Your intention will be invalid because your siyam of Ramadan will be batil,
and
and your nafil siyam will be batil, and you cannot even eat or drink. So that just a day that's lost. So by default, if you intend to fast, it's fasting Ramadan. That's it. You're Ramadan, you're fasting Ramadan. Yeah, the intention comes naturally. All people do it naturally. It's only the waswasa that makes you doubt it.
you need the intention when it comes to like, okay, I need to fast. Let's say like tomorrow. Okay, I'm gonna fast tomorrow. Yeah, you can either make intention. Okay, this is either repeating a day from Ramadan, so it's fard, or it's a nafil siyam because I'm doing the 9th and 10th of Ashura or of Muharram.
Outside of Ramadan?
Yeah.
Okay, outside of Ramadan, yes, you have to identify the day. Ashura has to be day of Ashura. But again, that comes naturally. You know tomorrow is Ashura. You know why you want to fast tomorrow. It's different. The difference would be if you woke up the day of Ashura, like people are fasting. Why you guys are fasting? Okay, I'm going to fast with you without knowing what they're fasting. That would actually be a good example of, you have to identify. But normally, like the night of Ashura, people will be talking about tomorrow is Ashura, we're going to fast, we're going to have iftar at the masjid, we're going to do this and that. So everyone's talking about Ashura. Clearly, you're going to fast Ashura.
Sweet.
No. Well, any other questions?
Unrelated question.
نعمل نحكم على ممداني.
Okay.
سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد ان لا اله الا انت نستغفرك ونتوب اليك وصلى الله وسلم على نبينا محمد وعلى اله وصحبه وسلم. Inshallah, the next intensive is the marriage, talaq and marriage, or should it be the financial Islamic finance? We'll talk about that in the group باذن but that's inshallah going to be either July or August. Then Hatim al-Hajj, then another intensive after Hatim al-Hajj, inshallah. Hatim al-Hajj, inshallah, is in September, bi'idhnillah ta'ala. We don't know when exactly, but probably mid-September, somewhere mid-September.
Do you know what topic?
No,
He's doing an intensive?
yes,
Oh, that's sick.
yeah, here, probably going to be 2 days. He doesn't have much time, but we're going to have to cover something with him, inshallah. طيب سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد ان لا اله الا انت نستغفرك ونتوب اليك وصلى الله وسلم على نبينا محمد وعلى اله وصحبه وسلم. والسلام عليكم ورحمه الله وبركاته.